we're finally live again. I don't know what happened there for a minute.
Say airplanes are a very or somewhat safe method of travel, and about 2 in 10 adults say they have a great deal of confidence that airplanes are being properly maintained and are safe from structural failures.
I'm pretty handy around the house, but now that I have kids, I don't want to spend my Saturday installing a toilet or fixing an air conditioner. But thankfully, there's Home Advisor. Home Advisor helps me find the best home pros in my area to handle any kind of project. You can read reviews of pros, check their availability, even book appointments online. And what my wife loves most is that Home Advisor is completely free to use.
Go to homeadvisor.com or download the free app to get started.
Home Advisor!
Buying some pretzel sticks?
Excuse me?
This is your wake-up call from TracFone Wireless.
Okay.
What if you didn't eat all those pretzel sticks by the end of the month, so this store took them back?
Good luck.
That's how some wireless companies are with your data, but TracFone Wireless gives you unlimited carryover data with active service, so you keep what you pay for. Plans start at $20 a month.
Wow, that's cool.
Sir, are you bothering the customers?
Hang on. This is your wake-up call, people. TracFone Wireless. Now you're in control. See terms and conditions at TracFone.com.
Hi, Lisa Wolf to tell you that the 5-hour Hollywood 360 show and the 30-minute Radio Rarities podcast can be emailed to you every Monday via digital download link that never expires. That's 24 classic radio shows per month, plus the games, celebrity interviews, music trivia, and much more. Listen to Hollywood 360 and Radio Rarities whenever you'd like. Visit Hollywood360radio.com to subscribe. That's Hollywood360radio.com.
LaGrange Tour to Sweetland on Ice, November 17th through February 11th. Adults, kids, and group rates available.
All right, guys, we're getting ready.
Here at the Fire Pit, drinks, monthly movies, food truck Friday nights beginning in December. Weather updates and hour changes on the Facebook at Sweetland on Ice or Instagram at Sweetland on Ice Official. To book a party or learn more about seasonal passes, contact Lizzie at sweetlandamp.com. Lizzie at sweetlandamp.com.
Hey there, folks. Looking for a top expert in medical, health, and life insurance? Look no further than CP Financial. Meet Charmaine.
Thank you guys for coming on. We're getting ready to go on. It's the Monday edition all day long. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. We appreciate you. And for those coming up for the first time, you're actually seeing a real radio show, not somebody's in their mom's basement lying to you about conspiracy lies. That's right. We tell it like it is. And for those people who don't like to hear it, well, you might as well shut down your social media if you don't want to hear the truth. Because this is real. Coming up this morning, John Gotti's wife and daughter was arrested. What's going on with this? Okay, I was going to say, what's going on with that? Better not be freezing up. Better not be freezing up. I've got perfect internet this morning. All right, anyway, let's jump back to it. Don't be coming off. Anyway, we're going to talk about John Gotti's wife and daughter getting arrested at a basketball game. A Kentucky high school is taking Super Bowl off. We'll talk about the Super Bowl this morning. Chiefs beating the 49ers. Usher, Reblone, Taylor Swift, everybody were there. Shaq. Also, we'll go inside the coach's corner with Coach Tommy Lewis and get more details on that game. And we're going to talk about the crimes of Vince McMahon. LMA, Lifetime Movie Network, is the new soap opera network. Hey, prove me wrong on that. Tell me if I'm telling lies. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we'll dive deeper into the Tennessee man who was arrested last week and put on the FBI's most wanted list for getting together with his friends in Tennessee and Kentucky and Georgia to go after the migrants down there at the border. His son saying he wasn't a terrorist. He's just mentally ill. Yes, anybody who's following any of this Snooze Max or any of these other news networks worldwide, as they're lying to you, of course you got a mental issue. We'll talk about this guy. And Neal, a former WWE 80s star, tells it all about Vince McMahon and him owing him money. Another former WWE 80s star is arrested for murdering his wife. So, and we got Israel at war. Now the lunatics don't want to be on. I'm not supporting this good guy. Don't let him make money. Let's support the evil people. You're going to support me or God's going to take from me if you're evil. What? God's taking from these people right now. It's time. We'll talk about God too. Thank you for being on with us. It's that time once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's the Monday edition of your favorite radio show. We're getting kicked off right now. Oh, there ain't no echo because there is. It's time to get it going. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host of the most, Ryan O'Neal, and of course, yes! It's the most electrifying radio show on the air here in RyanORadio Penitentiary. Lockdown, 50,000 plus of you worldwide on that shoutcast. Shout it out loud across that RyanORadio media page, which never balls down and falls for some reason. We're across Earth, Rock, Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nations. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, across the British Columbia Isles of Canada and the Jordan Communication of family radio stations, East Alabama, West Georgia, including right here at 99.1 FM, WQEE The Key, home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, and it's real radio for real people. No, we're not playing in our mama's basement or our basement pretending with conspiracy lies. That's right. This is real news for real people. Whether they like it or not, I am the man around here on this rainy day and Monday in the Metro Atlanta area, ladies and gentlemen. 10 minutes past the hour. We are holding that good God Almighty. It's looking like, let's see, let me make sure I got the degrees right. We are holding at 58 degrees, rainy skies in the Atlanta Metro Atlanta area. Time and temperature, sponsored by those fantastic folks in Noonan at Active Pest Control. Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Laying the smackdown for all of those from our friends at Active Pest Control. This hour, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and just jump it into it. We got 3 hours of nonstop fun, news, weather, and of course, what's going on with sports, news, sports, entertainment, and more. It is the Monday after the Super Bowl, and most of you are going back to work or school, unless you're living in a small Kentucky town. And we'll talk about this small Kentucky town shutting down their school for Super Bowl Monday, taking it as a holiday. We'll get into that this morning. Yes, I just started the live a minute ago, my friend. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you, Luck Done 123. Thank you for joining us, our friends. And make sure you like, subscribe, and send this on out to our good friend, to all your good friends. Get them to join us and tell us where you're from. All right, ladies and germs, we're also on our YouTube page, our RyanORadio Penitentiary page, my personal page, and the WQEE Facebook page. And all that good stuff. So we appreciate everybody tuning in there. Like, subscribe, and share the page. The more you guys do that, the more opportunities we'll have people coming on. It has grown in a matter of less than a couple of weeks since I started actually using the YouTube page from the radio station. It was just there as a page to put programming on and this, that, and the other. I never really used it, but all of a sudden it's starting to grow, and I appreciate everybody out there. All right, we'll talk about this Kentucky town. The Super Bowl as the Chiefs beat the 49ers last night. We'll get into all that a little later on inside the Coach's Corner with Coach Tommy Lewis from Landmark Christian, War Eagles. Also, ladies and germs, we're going to jump into the life and crimes of Vince McMahon. We'll have more details from former wrestlers, including a former 80s wrestler named Neal, who kind of played a prisoner wrestler. He was kind of the heel, and he fought the big boss man. Well, he's coming out telling about how McMahon owes him money and much more. Former WWE 80 star Billy Jack Hayes has been accused of murdering his wife in his Portland, Oregon town. We'll get into that story. Plus, John Gotti's wife and daughter, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my goodness. They just were pulling, I guess, a Kardashian thing. They were just got into an argument with a woman at a basketball game, and both of them ended up going to jail because I guess they were pulling weaves out or something, and hair weaves. You know how it is up in New York. I don't know, I don't know what it is there, you guys pulling weaves out and everything. I mean, those, you don't mess with the Gotti family, I guess. There you go. Israel at war. We'll dive deeper into that. We've got some stuff from everything with illegal Israel settlers throwing stones and tear gas at Palestinians in the West Bank, to Israel successfully rescuing 2 male Israel hostages. We'll get into those this morning, those stories. Plus, LMN, I'm just going to throw it out there. They're the new soap opera network for your Lifetime movie network people. We'll get into that. And ladies and gentlemen, a Tennessee man has been arrested as well. He's being charged with terroristic threats on the FBI's most wanted list now, because he and some friends from Georgia, Tennessee, and Kentucky were planning on making up some bombs and going to war with the migrants coming in from Mexico. Still letting the National Guard stand there and do their job. They want to go get in the way and fight. Because what? God's taking stuff from them? Yeah, God takes stuff from you the more evil stuff you do. Don't sit here and go, God would never do that to me because I go to church every Sunday, or I take money, or I've been doing this for 20, 30 years since the 1960s, and now they want to change things. Guys, it's not like it used to be. Grow your asses up and stop acting up. I'm about tired of people whining and crying and fussing. And we're going to talk about this guy. And his son's like, look, my dad has some mental health issues. You got to have a mental health issue if you are worshiping politicians, no matter what side dial they're on. If you are ready to go to war with people because the media told you so. I'm not going to get into this mainstream media stuff. I'm just going to say media told you so. It's not just Fox News. It's not just CNN. It's not just Newsmax. Man, it's some bull crap on the YouTube. It's some bull crap on the imaginary conspiracy theory guys out there. It's a bunch of stuff. That's what really gets them. I mean, the news just kind of goes, hey, this is the bad thing going on at the border. Okay, yeah. Or I really like this person. Okay, I can kind of blame them for semi that. But what people are listening to is liars that are telling them lies. But those people are making us feel good. They're making you feel good, jabroni? Don't be coming off because I'm telling the truth, guys. Don't be coming off because I'm telling the truth. You know, people that are lying on these Facebook, YouTube, or wherever they're at doing all this stuff, a lot of times they can't be on YouTube. They got to be on Rumble and lie to you. They're making up conspiracy lies, and you're going, I believe in those lizard people. Well, if you actually knew by listening to somebody who studied it, like Randy Rocket Cody, who will be on the show Wednesday, who knows what it is, you would understand. But no! You want to believe somebody who's going to lie to you, and that's what's causing these people to go, like this man went down to the border. He's believing something that he sees that's not real, and he wanted to go down there and look, we have to punish people. We have to punish people. We can't just let people go because, well, he really didn't mean what he was saying. He was just got a big mouth. Yeah, there's a lot of people with big mouths out there. You can't just have a big mouth and get away with saying whatever you want. Well, that's cancel culture. No, it's not cancel culture to be hateful, racist, destructive, pushing, saying whatever. I'm going to murder somebody. And so I can go out and say, because I'm pissed at somebody who did something to me wrong, I'm going to kill that son of a gun. I'm going to kill that son of a gun. No, I can't say that. I'll go to jail. That's a threat. You can't say, well, this just got a big mouth. So we'll talk about this big mouth guy in just a few this morning on the show. So we got all this to kick off. We're going to kick off our morning devotion here to get you ready for another day ahead. It is the 12th day, just a couple of days away from Valentine's Day. We are in the month of February, which is Black History Month. We'll have our Black History moment this morning too. But first, here's our daily devotion from Jesus Listens, Sarah Young's daily devotion, sponsored by Noonan City Church in Noonan, 17 First Avenue there in Metro Atlanta area of Noonan. Church services 8 a.m. inside, 9 a.m. and 10:30 outside services, and inside services for the hip cool kids at 6:30 p.m. Pastor Cedric, Pastor Darren, Pastor Randy, and Head Pastor Jimmy Ellison, transforming lives for Jesus' sake and inviting you out every Sunday. My church of choice. Coming from Genesis 1:27 through 28 today, Psalms 8:5, and 2 Corinthians 3:18. Glorious God, the Bible tells you to create me in your own, you created me in your own image. Moreover, you made me a little lower than the heavenly beings and crowned me with glory. So please help me not doubt my significance. You formed me in an amazing brain that can communicate with you. That's rational. Create things, make decisions, and much more. See, we were made to make our own decisions. You give people dominance over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, and even every living thing that moves on the earth. That's right, we're above it all. Among all you have created, only human beings are made in your image. This is a wonderful privilege and responsibility. I learned that my chief purpose in life is to glorify you, God, and enjoy you forever. You crown me with glory so that I can reflect your glory. Light up this dark world and pointing others to you. Please teach me to enjoy you more and more and more. I am grateful that you created me with boundless capabilities for delighting you. Oh. What's up, Luke? I need you to send over your, I'll talk to you in a minute. Let me finish this. I know that the joy I find in you here and now is forever. In your awesome name, amen, Jesus. In your name, Jesus, amen. And we'll give that after. That's a good one to get there. Luke is back on with us from England. Luke, send me the abilities to follow you because I couldn't find you over the weekend. I was going to follow you, my friend. And everything. Send it so we can follow you. And if you want to have anything to do, you were talking about some stuff on Friday. My email should be in our link there as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 20 minutes past the hour. It is rainy skies in the Atlanta area, metro Atlanta area. We're under rainy skies. We got some of that London weather this morning there for you, Luke. It is 58 degrees. Your time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Time for us to dive right into some of the headline news that made the weekend's headlines. Here's some of it right there. A wife found the body of her dead husband, ladies and gentlemen, in a San Francisco park. Elon Musk deflects on the Starlink's involvement in the Russian-Ukraine war. Also, North Korea criticized the United States' influence in Israel and the Middle East. We'll talk more about all this coming up in just a few. Illegal Israelite settlers throw stones and tear gas at the Palestinians in the West Bank. These stories coming up this morning on the WQEE page, and we'll get it there for you. A manhunt Fridays looking for a killer in Blount County, Tennessee, as the sheriff is calling for those to help out. Traffic stops and more going on, and the TBI is investigating into an event. Blount County Sheriff deputy made a stop. The driver, Kenneth Wayne DeHart Jr., shot and would not cooperate, so he shot the deputy. Deputy was taken to the hospital and everything. He's still on the run. An $80,000 reward is in effect to find DeHart because he has no heart. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in other news this morning, police on Thursday arrested the wife and daughter of former crime boss John Gotti Jr. after a fight at a high school basketball game in Long Island. Kimberly Gotti, 55, and her daughter, Gianna, 25, allegedly got into an altercation with a woman at the Locust Valley High School after she asked them to stop, cursing at students in the bleachers. Now, you know, Italian mafia people going to curse. Hey, F you, no F you. It's just a New York thing, too, by the way. Oh, no F you, no F you, no F you. Have you ever watched that show on MTV years ago with, those people from the shore, the Jersey Shore people? Come on. They always dropping F-bombs. Anyway, we can't drop them on here because it's radio. But they always bleep them out, but they're dropping F-bombs. Anyway, the woman said Kimberly and Gianna grabbed her by the head, grabbed her hair, and pulled it off. And they are due back in court on March 6th through this. John Gotti, who went to jail for his criminal activities. There you go. All right, sounds good. I appreciate that, Luke. You have a great day. Just if you want to put in the feed right there, your YouTube page or whatever, I'll follow you on here. Thank you, man. What a way to do that, man. Gotti, and we'll keep you abreast of what's going on there. A 15-year-old suspect is in custody this morning as well, ladies and gentlemen, after a shooting of tourists in New York City's Times Square. Oh man! Thanks to the fifth week of favorable U.S. economic news, the S&P 500 on Friday closed above 50,000, the 50,000 mark for the very first time ever, ladies and gentlemen, in history. All right, these stories and more on this RyanORadio Penitentiary morning. We'll talk about a 1980s WWE superstar Billy Jack Hayes arrested in just a few moments. Also, we'll get you some more life and crime of Vince McMahon. Before we do that, before we get anything else, ladies and gentlemen, I want to go ahead and tell you, man, my thoughts on this it's about 24 minutes past the hour. We got a couple of other news stories I want to get into before we head into the break. One with Nikki Haley talking about what happened with Trump and the former wrestler. We might get the Nikki Haley story going in the next period. You never know. But we'll get into this. But before I get into that story about Billy Jack Hayes, the former WWE 80s superstar, I want to talk about LMA, Lifetime Movie Network. For those who may know, that is the extended movie network for Lifetime. They have all put in consistence of hired actors and actresses. Listening from Australia, much love to you. I will subscribe. Thank you. I appreciate that. There you go. Welcome to the RyanORadio Penitentiary from Australia. You are in lockdown with us this morning. Like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate you guys for sure. Doesn't cost you anything to like, subscribe, or share. But if you want to help a brother out, as they would say, shoot us. You can go to my Cash App at $RyanShelander. I just going to drop that in there. $RyanShelander. $RyanShelander. Rebecca, nice to meet you as well. $RyanShelander, RyanShelander. Drop a little something there if you can. But please like, subscribe, and share this page, because the more you do, the more opportunities YouTube's going to help me out with. Anyway, Lifetime Movie Network, they're kind of employing former soap opera superstars and some soap opera stars, since soap operas went dead a few years ago. Only 4 are still surviving on all the networks. But I've been watching some of these movies, and I'm like, man, they're the same writers in just about every movie. They kind of click it around. So I'm like, when are we going to stop with all this? It's always the same plot lines in a different storyline, a different way, and actors and actresses. So my thoughts is LMN, let's say that again. Lifetime Movie Network, LMN, is the new soap opera network. There you go. All right. Speaking of soap operas, talking about a little wrestling, I've got some stuff from Friday Night Smackdown I'm going to get into this morning, as well. This is Black History Month. We'll have that for you. A couple days from Valentine's. Happy Valentine's Days to most of you. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's jump into the RyanORadio Penitentiary's Weekly. What's up over there on the Navajo Nation? Sue, Bobby, Tim, and Rodney K tuning in this morning. They're saying, what's up, everybody from the Navajo Nation in New Mexico, Arizona, and around that area. We thank you guys for tuning in as well. All right. 1980s WWE star Billy Jack Hayes was arrested for murdering his wife. The 70-year-old arrested after reports of a standoff with police in Portland, Oregon, ladies and gentlemen. Police learned that his wife, Jeanette, was found dead by a gunshot wound, and he is in police custody. Here's the full story for you. Thank you for joining.
Audrey remembers his neighbor as larger than life. The man known to millions in the 80s as wrestling star Billy Jack Hayes.
One of the gentlemen is going to produce many girls for you. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Seattle.
After retirement, Haynes has settled down in Portland's Lentz neighborhood.
Keep going up. Share, guys, share.
Became known to their neighbors as Billy and Jan, a friendly couple with kind souls.
Cheryl, he told me come on by anytime, Steve. We'll sit down, have a beer, just your average Joe guy to me, and one of my favorite heroes when I was a kid.
That's why Steve couldn't believe what happened on Thursday when police swarmed the streets around Haynes' home, locked in a standoff with the former icon after investigators say he shot and killed his wife. The now 70-year-old Haynes refused to surrender for hours, but ultimately gave himself up.
It appears to me that my elder neighbor killed his wife.
Wow.
Lynn Matthews says she grew to love the couple, her next-door neighbors.
Wow. 85-year-old Janet, there you go. Murder suspect Billy Jack Hayes, former WWE superstar from the early 80s. We'll talk about another WWE superstar from the early 80s in just a few moments. Nails, he kind of played kind of the escape criminal or the orange jumpsuit guy. He's got more details on the life and crime of Vincent Kennedy McMahon, and saying not only, some of the stuff's being said about him, he believes it. A lot of these 80 stars are coming out now going, hey, you know what? I was there when Vince first started this company. He owes me money and stuff to that sort. So we'll talk about that. Let's take a look at what's going on with your traffic this morning, brought to you by Killingsworth Realty right quick. Lawrenceville crash at Highway 316 past Duluth Highway. That's going to be delayed to about 7:37 Eastern Standard Time this morning. Also, Cobb County crash near the South Atlanta Road. Avoid this left lane up to about 8:02 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. In Monroe, ladies and gentlemen, blocking left lanes there, delays. Use I-675, that's up to 8:12 Eastern Standard Time this morning. Crash there as well. In Atlanta, another crash impacting the right lane at I-85 southbound near Georgia 400, causing delays for another 5 or 10 minutes. In Clayton County, there's a crash at I-285, ladies and germs. And of course, westbound near I-75 and I-75 northbound rain. And the left lane, I should say, of that ramp is there. Good morning, Pete. How you doing? And thank you for joining us this morning. That's what's going on. No traffic issues in Noonan. Bullsboro looking good as Lower Fayetteville Road and Popular Road. In front of the radio station, they're picking up a tad bit, heading back to school. Only one school is out today. Well, a few of them, I know in Kentucky. We'll talk about why. Super Bowl Monday for them. They're taking an unofficial holiday there. We'll talk about that this morning. In just a few moments. Heartbroken by the 49ers. I know we'll get into details on the 49ers and some of the other stuff that happened this morning. And heading on, ladies and gentlemen, has some traffic in downtown Noonan, heading towards LaGrange Street, heading down to southbound into Hogansville and Granville looking good, heading to LaGrange, New Franklin Road picking up, as well as Commerce Avenue and downtown LaGrange. Heading down to West Point, it's all looking good there. If you see something I don't see, shoot us an email at 99classicrock@gmail.com. That's 99classicrock@gmail.com. News, weather, traffic, events, WQEE Newshound. Be a WQEE Newshound wherever you are. If you're from Australia or if you're from England or whatever and you got some news you want to share, hey, we'd love to have it because I want to get the real deal from you guys. I don't want to give the news stories that we get in America if there's something going on that I don't know. I'd love to know about it. Heartbroken about the 49ers losing last night, and we'll talk about that later on. But that's your Killingsworth Realty Road Report. I hear you, Pete. I am the same way.
Hi, I'm Amy with Killingsworth Realty. My husband Tom and I serve the Coweta and local area. Our purpose at our first meeting is to learn your goals, answer questions, and provide resources so that you can make the best decision for you and your family. 678-525-0047 to schedule a free consultation today to discuss your real estate needs. You don't have to do this alone.
Time for your weather forecast, sponsored by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall, we don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all.
People need to slow down. Had a person fly past me this morning. I know, in this rain. Oh, it's going to storm all day like it did yesterday.
Miles per hour, 100% chance of showers. It's going to be clearing up with partly cloudy skies tonight, giving away to cloudy skies overnight, low near 39, west winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Your Tuesday outlook, some clouds in the morning with giving away to mainly sunny by the afternoon, high near 56.
We'll get sunny skies more, thank God, according to this weather, man.
Tuesday night, low near 43, white and variable winds. By Wednesday, sunshine, plenty of it, high near 62, feeling good. Winds light and variable, partly cloudy skies with a low near 35 on Wednesday night. And by Thursday, it's going to be a high near 64 and a low near 42 with partly cloudy skies. That's your active weather forecast brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall, we don't care for the rodents, critters, or gooey things at all.
Like, share, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Please do that. Send it out to friends and family. Get them on the show.
Plus, specific services like bedbugs, vermin roach, and flea control. Even if you can't see them, insects are all around you 24/7. Active Pest Control wants to be the first line of defense. Active Pest Control. Repair, buy, best termite coverage around. Active Pest Control. 34 Jefferson Street, Newton. 770-954-9941.
You're walking, shopping,
or on your favorite trail, you get that feeling somebody's coming up on you. What do you do to be prepared in today's world? Hi, I'm Holly Reese.
I am.
The founder of Warrior
Listen to
Defense.
this one, Pete.
As a certified tactical self-defense instructor, I'm specializing in women's self-defense. All women of all ages have the ability to learn how to defend themselves effectively. With
All right, here we go.
drills to build their survival skills. Classes.
Hey, Cutie, says Anthropolanis, my lovely bride. Good morning. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, everyone. I know you love it, Pete. I know you love that commercial. That was a 4-1 on that. There we go. We're coming back. Oh, yeah. Don't. I'm saved by the bell, so are you. Come on out of the penalty box, ladies and gentlemen. Still to come this morning, we'll talk about a Tennessee man who decided to be wanted by the FBI a week ago. He's been arrested because he and some friends in Georgia and Tennessee and Kentucky were planning on going down to the border and blowing up the people coming in. We'll talk about that. And his son says he just got a mental health issue. We'll get into details into that, of course. Also, John Gotti, we told you his wife and daughter got into it with some people at a basketball game. A Kentucky high school is shut down for Super Bowl Monday. We're going to talk more Super Bowl a little later on with Inside the Coach's Corner with Coach Tommy Lewis, and the life and crimes of Vince McMahon, a former WWE superstar. Neal talks about his time in the WWE back in the 80s, and Vince McMahon still owing him money. It's like, you better give him my money. I'll tell about all the stuff I saw too. Tell him, Neal. Sell him. These stories, plus Joel Osteen, ladies and gentlemen's church. You guys, the mega preacher who we see all over television, a shooter came in with her baby, and we still don't know what had happened, but it happened yesterday about 2 o'clock Houston time. I think that might be Central Time, 2 o'clock Central Time. That, and we'll dive deeper into this in just a few. But I want to give this is a top story that's coming in this morning. Houston police responded to the shocking news that Joel Osteen's mega church, what happened on Sunday. At the scene, a suspect was shot and wounded by a Harris County sheriff's deputy there. A woman walked into the Houston mega church with a child, I guess, in her hands right before 2 p.m. The young child was also hit and taken to the hospital in critical condition. The shooter was shot and taken to the hospital. This is just the latest of gun violence disrupting in American lives in places of worship such as churches, schools, grocery stores, malls, hospitals, colleges, house parties, and more as this continues to move forward. This happened yesterday, and the church is asking still for continued prayers there. We don't know why this woman did this. They haven't really investigated into it. She was shot in this mega church. I want to know whether it was she felt disregarded by the church, because some people do feel disregarded by the church. You know what I'm saying? But what you got to keep in your mind, ladies and gentlemen, that everybody walking up into every church across the United States are sinners. Okay? You can't just say that everybody's sinners and I'm trying to do right. Well, they're all trying to do right too. They may not be as perfect as, me. I'm just kidding. But I'm just saying. I don't know what caused her to do this. Maybe she didn't have any money. Maybe she couldn't feed her baby. I have no earthly idea. There's details coming out slowly as this comes in, details this morning. But we know it's a mega church. We know that they didn't open up when there was floods. We know there's certain things too. We know that Osteen does build a lot of homes and everything, but was this woman a former member of the church? Was she hurt by the church? Was she just someone hurt by any church and she wanted to go in because this was the biggest church that on Sundays is open almost all day, because I think they have like 4 or 5 services throughout the day and afternoon, and then some at night for, you would know better than that, Andrea, about that. I know you know about that, but I think so. But I'm still, I'm not going to do any speculation. I'm just going to do a little speculation. I'm not going to do any say this is true and that is not true, because I'm not going to lie like other media on the internet or other media does, just to go, oh, it was a demon person coming in there to kill this church. No, we don't know what it was. We don't know what it was. This is not the same as what happened at the school in Tennessee. This is not the same as what recently happened that I call demon possessed. I don't see a demon on every rock as a Christian. I just see it. Was it just one child who died? Yeah, the child that, Rebecca, the child that, the mother, it was the mother and child. So the mother brought the child in with her. And I guess the child was in her hands when she was shooting at police. They had a standoff when she was shooting at the sheriff's deputies. So I just don't, wow. So like I said, I'm going to find out more details as they come in. I'm not going to guesstimate on what happened. I know the child is in critical condition. I know that sometimes some of the church people have different views of what they're hurt by church and different things. And I know a lot of people have been hurt, where there's no lies out there. Even my pastor at Newnan City Church said, a lot of people have been hurt by the church. He won't lie about it. Most of them will, but my pastor won't. But the truth of the matter is, everybody in there is sinners and wrong people. So maybe it could have been somebody hurt by the church, could have been somebody in the church she was hurt by. I don't know what it was. We haven't really found out quite yet what happened. We just know that this has happened. We know a lot of gun violence in the United States is going on at different venues like this. And like I said, I don't see a demon on every rock. There's got to be some kind of explanation. I hope the child doesn't really die. They're in critical condition. I hope the child does survive. I hope we find out why this woman did this. And if she does need some kind of mental help. I mean, Joel Osteen being one of the biggest mega preachers and I'd say millionaires out there, if it was me in that position, I'd probably say, look, I'm not doing any charges. I want to find out what's going on and I want to help this person out. Not everybody deserves to be helped out. Now, not everybody deserves this going out here shooting people up, like going down to the border and everything. Deserve to be like, let's just feel sorry. But we seem to want to feel sorry for the guy that wants to go down from Tennessee. Some people feel sorry for him and he wants to, because he's protecting the border. Why is he being arrested? He's not, there's anything wrong with him. But then this woman shoots the church up and we don't know what's wrong with her. There's mental health issues. And here in the United States, ladies and gentlemen, that's a good thing. We have a show on every Wednesday on the network here called Health, Happiness, and Harmony with Dr. Lewis Boynton. He recently went to the state, met with the governor in the state of Georgia, and they're pushing more mental health care in the state. The problem we have is we come from a time, and for you younger people that don't understand this, the older people got this mindset that going to a therapist, you guys are like, hey, going to a therapist is great. It helps me out. It clears my mind. You gotta understand, some of these old folks, they think they're crazy. They get these imaginary conspiracy theories by watching movies that if you go to a therapist, you're gonna end up in a penitentiary or an asylum. And that's the even older generation. So yeah, something's got to be done. We got to have more mental health evaluations across this country for everything, because we all have problems. It's reality based, ladies and gentlemen. We're not fake. It's not. No, we all have problems. We all have different things. Yeah, no, we have barbecues here for problems, and I'm Gen X. So, okay, you're Gen X. You're one of us. You understand. Rebecca, you're one of us, Generation X. So you remember Generation X then. But like I said, there's a lot of problems that we don't, as a Generation X and above, want to ignore and get afraid to do this and everything. So it's like, oh, I don't want to. I'm afraid. I'm afraid if I go do this, somebody's going to think I'm crazy. And honestly, and I've even told this to the therapist who comes in, does a show here, Dr. Lewis and I speak. More motorcycles, less mental health. I hear you. Get on the motorcycle and ride. do some painting and stuff. But we got a lot of people who don't want to understand this. We do need more mental health issues. We need to do something to get away. When you work 24/7 and you worry about what's in the world and you worry about what this and you worry about what you see on TV and you worry about what you see on the internet and you worry about this and you worry about that and you hear this and people bringing all kind of the world is coming to an end without actually knowing, reading the Bible properly, turning it into their version of the world coming to an end. Well, you don't have enough money and their gas prices are up and I don't like this person. I don't like. Then it gets into people's head that I've got to go protect myself. So we don't know what happened to this woman, and maybe she was hurt by the church or one person in church. Maybe it wasn't even Joel Osteen's church she was hurt by. Maybe it was just the first church. She was driving down the street, go, I want to get revenge. I want to get revenge. Oh, there's a church. We don't know. They haven't really released the details on this. And I want to know as much as you do. I'm going to dive deeper, diving deeper into this to find out more about it. Everybody has different points of view, but I'm going to tell you that as a Christian, I am not going to blame the church, but also as a Christian, I'm going to say that sometimes you can have bad connections with some people. And sometimes these churches are not run by proper people. Because a lot of times, if you got a church on every street in your corner, somebody doesn't want to go get a job somewhere else and they decide to be a preacher so they can have most of the time off. And they're not really called to do it. The ones that are called to do it, you see the growth and everything. And they tell the truth, whether people like to hear it or not. But like I said, I'm going to find out about this. Before I judge her for what she did, because her and her child were the only ones injured in this situation. So no other injuries, nothing else at the church. Nobody else was injured. So I want to find out what's going on with her. Let's do the Israel at war right quick, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get into the border news a little later on this morning. But Israel at war. Israel successfully, ladies and gentlemen, about 15 minutes away from the top of the hour before we get ready to take a break. We are holding at, can you believe it, 58 degrees under rainy skies. Slow down out there. Pete said that you guys were speeding down here, so slow down. Why do you got to speed when it's raining? I've seen people fly through downtown. Do not drive faster. Driving faster is not going to get you there faster. You might hit some water and slow down, so drive a little slower. You don't like the lightning. Some people don't like lightning. I understand that. But you driving a little faster is not going to get you there. Slow down, guys. Slow down. All right. Israel successfully rescued 2 male Israelite hostages from southern Gaza in a daring special operations overnight under a cover of a major air assault, killing about 67 people in the city. Those 2 people that were freed were part of the IDF security agency police mission in the early hours of Monday, and the IDF posted this on X. In other news, illegal Israelites settlers throw stones and tear gas at Palestinians in the West Bank, ladies and gentlemen, experiencing this as of Saturday in southern Gaza, experiencing this and everything. They threw them stones and tear gas at these Palestinians and much more. The real gang. What? Scotland's in the house. Emma, what's up? Thank you. Hope I said your name right. Emma. Reminds me of professional wrestlers that I know of with that same name. Thank you for being from Scotland. Cool. I love Scotland. Got a lot of great, historic people. And you guys got things going on in the news around there that we don't know about, let me know. Of course, like, subscribe, and follow. Please do. Emma. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. All right. Back to what I was saying. Israel, we told you that. The news was reported by a non-governmental organization based in Israel. Organization has been tracking incidents of violence committed by even Israel against those that are living in Palestine, and the West Bank. You know, I'm doing back and forth. This is what news is supposed to be. I know that you don't get this everywhere else on the internet or even on the so-called mainstream media. Settlers illegally living in the West Banks against the Palestinians as well. The Israel government's coming out against the U.S. imposing sanctions on the violent settlers, but continues to do nothing to stop West Bank settler violence, says the Media Post organization. Organization's calling for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, when noting that 6.6% of all the criminal investigations opened by Israel against Palestinian people they have detained have led to convictions. At least at 1% of complaints against Israel soldiers led to indictments. We'll get you more details as it comes for us as well, ladies and gentlemen. This is some stuff. Israel at war about 10 minutes away from the top of the hour. Israel hit some Hamas targets in the southern Gaza on Saturday ahead of the experience and a big offense, and as Saudi Arabia called for an emergency UN Security Council meeting to prevent even further humanitarian crisis. IDF said that the airstrike against Hamas was targeted on the Gaza Strip that killed about 110 people, including 25 there in Gaza. There you go. North Korea is criticizing U.S. influence in Israel. North Korea has criticized the influence of the United States in Israel and the Middle East as world leaders cozy up to Iran on Saturday in the wake of the Israel war in Gaza. So that you can see that further detailed news story on the WQEE page. We're going to take a break. Back in a moment. Got more news to talk about this morning. A Tennessee man going down to the border with some friends and taking some weapons that they created. Like they're going to war with these people coming in. And we're going to talk about the life and crimes of Vince McMahon continues this morning. Brock Lesnar's out. We told you we got more details on Brock Lesnar, as well as former wrestler Neal, the former WWF star from way back in the day when they were cartoon characters. You guys remember the Hulk Hogan era? If you don't, go back and watch it. Neal was a wrestler that portrayed a bad guy that was in jail, a criminal in jail wearing an orange jumpsuit. He said he still owes some money. And we thank everybody for being with us this morning. Sweetleaf says, good morning from the Navajo Nation to Scotland, to Australia, to England. We appreciate you guys. Loved Andre the Giant, said Rebecca. There you go. We got a life and crimes of this man still to come, and Kentucky school after the break. We're going to tell you it's taking the day off for the Super Bowl Monday. Most of us still have to go to work. I think that's why people were flying so fast this morning, Pete. They stayed up late watching the game and they had to get up early. In America, we had the big Super Bowl game. It was the Taylor Swift's team taking on Brock Purdy's team. Man, Reba McEntire did a great job. And I'm not a country fan at all. I'm a rocker. I'm a metal guy. I'm a punk rocker. But Reba McEntire sang great. Post Malone did great. And you know what? Like it or not, if I could get a chance to even interview Taylor Swift here, I'd put her on this show. Why? Because she's the biggest star out there. She was happy to see her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, win. It was sad for us that we're pulling for the 49ers. And the 49ers, to me, it was a game. But the 49ers looked dominant in the first half. We'll talk more about that in just a few with our friend, Coach Tommy Lewis. But first, we'll come back from the break and tell you that school's out, at least in Kentucky this morning. Back in a moment. Guys, like, subscribe, and follow, please.
Straight Super Bowl. The Chiefs found themselves down 10-0 in the second quarter before scoring 13 unanswered points to go up 13-10 after Marquez Valdez-Scantling brought in a 15-yard touchdown pass from Patrick Mahomes. Brock Purdy would answer with a touchdown pass of his own to put San Francisco back on top. But the point
Purdy was good for being last picked. He was great. I agree with you. He was great for being last picked.
At the end of regulation, 19-all. In overtime, the 49ers won the toss and kicked a field goal on the opening possession. possession, and with just 3 seconds remaining in the first overtime, Mahomes found McCole Hardman for a 3-yard score to crown the Chiefs Super Bowl champions.
Well, as all the sports news this morning is nothing but the Super Bowl, which we'll get into later on.
With his 2 touchdown passes, the Chiefs have now won 3 Super Bowls in the past 5 years.
Guys, if you want to send us over some news from wherever your country is, Scotland, Australia, whatever, stuff that we may not be knowing, you can send me over some news articles at 99classicrock@gmail.com. That's 99classicrock@gmail.com. Putting WQEE, or just put Newshound in there. You might not remember WQEE, but you'll see it in the background, WQEE. RyanORadio Penitentiary, you guys are in lockdown with us this morning. We got you in lockdown. Nice to meet everybody. All right, we're getting ready to come back.
We're your one-stop shop for your insurance needs. www.insurewithellsworth.com 770-755-7053. We look forward to meeting you soon.
49ers the 49ers do need to keep him. I think they will. Why? He put on a great performance last night. If they get rid of him, that would just be
We also bring music and art therapy. Please visit our website at www.familyhandlersmanagement.org.
But I agree with you. A lot of times after they lose, they get rid of their quarterback. Super Bowl Monday. I will let them know when I get back on. Keep going up, like, share, and subscribe. Please do so, ladies and germs. Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. Pete says good morning to his brothers and sisters at the Navajo Nation, guys. We'll hear from those guys momentarily. Also, good morning listening to us worldwide all over the YouTube as well. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, like, subscribe, and share that on the page. Keep getting our numbers up. It helps us out right there on the YouTube page. RyanORadio Penitentiary Radio worldwide, everywhere you need to be. I've been checking all of my stats lately. We got people from 18 to 45 listening to the RyanORadio Penitentiary, and some older too, but that's our stats. Mostly ladies watching and listening on the YouTube, but it's like 60-40 right now, but it's going to get 50-50 soon. I got a feeling. But thank you guys for listening. We appreciate you being with us. Let's jump right back into it. We're going to go to Paris. No, not Paris, France. We're going to go to Paris, Texas. No, not Paris, Texas. Paris, Kentucky. Students in Paris, Kentucky won't have to worry about doing homework for today or anything because they're getting an official holiday today and by the way, before I get into that, Sweet Leaf says, good morning from the Navajo Nation to Pete. Back to this. Ladies and gentlemen, the Super Bowl kicked off yesterday. We know that the 49ers lost to the Chiefs 25-22. Paris City Schools is off school on Monday after Super Bowl. According to the superintendent there, no need to rush kids off to bed at halftime and leave the parties and taco dip early. They didn't do that. The video shows that the superintendent addresses the camera in the room containing about a half a dozen male students dressed in most of football gear. He thanked one of the students for holding a bowl of chips in one hand and taco dip in the other. Super Bowl did kick off last night at 6:30 p.m. It lasted for 4 hours or so. I don't know what time it went off because I had to go to bed early because I had to get up this morning. Paris is located about 18 miles northeast of Lexington in Kentucky, the Bluegrass region. So there you go. They're out today while most of us are having to rush off to work. Maybe that's why people are flying. They're not awake yet. Be careful out there. It's raining in the Atlanta, metro Atlanta areas. Yeah, a couple of minutes to the top of the hour. Coming up, we got more news for you in the next hour. We'll tell you some other stuff going on. My kind of school, says Gail. Gail from the Zoo Crew with us, one of the OGs of this show. Listeners, we should say. Welcoming her in from Tennessee. Her and the Zoo Crew is on with us this morning. And of course, they probably got a little rain there in Tennessee as well. And Sweet Leaf says, good morning, Gail. Sue says, good morning, Gail. Bobby says, good morning, Gail. Tim says, good morning, Gail. Remember me when you say good morning. The Navajo Nation is ecstatic to see one of our originals back. We have a lot of originals. Don't worry, newbies. Don't worry. Don't worry. We love you guys as much too. But, we got our originals. They're at the, But yeah, that's your kind of school. I hear it. So there you go. Still to come, coming up next period. We're going to probably have more details coming up for you as Neal's a former WWF star, talks about his money being owned by Vincent Kennedy McMahon. We'll also talk about a Tennessee man who was going down to the border. His son saying, my father has just got a big mouth. We'll talk about not running your big mouth, ladies and gentlemen. That's the thing that can get you in trouble. That can get you in trouble. Gentlemen, how many times have we been told our big mouths could get us in trouble? Well, the one guy is in trouble because of his big mouth. And later on, we got Super Bowl Shuffle. We're going to do it. We're going to talk about it. I can't believe the 49ers lost, but we'll talk about the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll talk about it. The Chiefs coming out from behind victory in the second half inside the coach's corner in the final period. But first,
history, the year was 1946. That was the day the United Electrical Workers joined the National Post-War Strike Way. 200,000 UE members walked off the job at General Electric, Westinghouse, and General Motors Electrical Division. Across the country, reduction of hours and phony job reclassifications led to a 30% wage cut.
thank you guys. Like, subscribe, and share. And welcome everybody in from Scotland, Australia, and England this morning. We appreciate our listeners worldwide. And like I said, if you guys have any kind of news that we don't get here in America, I'd like to get some of that. And you can send me over something that you might know. Gail on the Zoo Crew and the Zoo Crew. We'll get Shara be on pretty soon, but she likes to sleep in on us, don't she, Gail? She's a few hours behind all of us.
6 restaurants turned their establishments over to the strikers. GE President Charles Wilson complained bitterly of the 12,000 or so picketers that blocked the gates of the GE Schenectady plant. Strikers across the country, the community.
WQEE 99.1 FM, The Key, Newton, Sharpsburg, Franklin, LaGrange.
NBC News Radio, I'm Mark Mayfield. Patrick Mahomes is a Super Bowl MVP for the 3rd time in his career.
Thank goodness we're at 100%. Let's see.
Overtime win over the San Francisco 49ers. The former GOP presidential candidate says that the 2024 election comes down to.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about Bret the Hitman Hart as well. Thoughts on Vince McMahon.
People who are being questioned for their competence and being questioned for their character.
Speaking of NBC's Meet the Press, former New Jersey Governor and U.S. Attorney Chris Christie said that he knew the GOP race was over in the first debate, when 6 of the 8 candidates on the stage said they would support Trump even if he's a convicted felon. In Memphis, police say a suspect is in custody after multiple shootings across the city left 1 person dead on Sunday and multiple people injured. Mark Mayfield, NBC News Radio.
I'm pretty handy around the house, but now that I have kids, I don't want to spend my Saturday installing a toilet or fixing an air conditioner. But thankfully, there's Home Advisor. Home Advisor helps me find the best home pros in my area to handle any kind of project. You can read reviews of the pros, check their availability, even book appointments.
We're going back on shortly.
What my wife loves most is that Home Advisor is completely free to use.
Go to HomeAdvisor.com or download the free app to get started.
Let's see, if something costs less,
but people are happier with it. That sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge. But it's also
what
true that
in
people
the
are way
world?
more satisfied after making the switch too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price with it.
Getting ready to go on here shortly.
Here's the number you need. 866-89-BIBLE. That's 866-89-BIBLE. 866-89-BIBLE.
Hello, Sue, Sweet Leaf and Gang, and everyone in the YouTube chat. There you go. Tim's going to get you for not saying hello to him.
The best chicken around. Fish dinners. Open Monday.
I don't know what's going on. Woo! I don't know what happened there. We're at 100%. Oh, y'all getting along. They don't want that.
She works with multiple companies, ensuring the best option just for you. Don't miss out on the chance to make the right choice for your financial future. 706-525-5931.
Just walking around outside. It's nasty rain, I know. Oh, you're going to say, oops, Tim. I'm going to tell him first that you forgot him, and then. Welcome, Rebecca, in from Australia this morning. It's evening or nighttime there. Nasty rain, says Pete. Oh, it's night there. Okay. Well, that gets my intro the way I need to do it. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night to all of our listeners worldwide and all over the network. Good day, good evening. Hello, welcome into RyanORadio Penitentiary. Yeah, nasty rain out there, says Pete. And I'm going to tell you that Gail said hello to you guys on the Zoo Crew. All that's coming up this hour and more. Let's kick it off. Who am I? I'm RyanORadio Penitentiary host, Ryan O'Neal, of course, and a little there too early, but I am the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast, shout it out loud across that RyanORadio media page, Earth Rock Radio. That's right. New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. The British Columbia Isles of Canada. Hey, good morning to Alice, David, Michael, and the crew there. Also, we're across the Jordan Communication and Family radio stations in the Big Peach, 99.1 FM, WQEE the Key, home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, and the best real news there is. We're inside RyanORadio Penitentiary. You are too. We're all locked down together for the next couple of hours. Stay with us. We're going to talk more Super Bowl stuff, life and crimes of Vince McMahon, and more news you can shake a stick at. And to my haters, I got one thing to say to you. Get up close to the dial and listen up. That's right. I am the man around here, whether they like it or not. Coming to this hour, a Tennessee man is on the FBI's list and has been placed in jail and going to be charged with terroristic threats because of, going to head to the border and threaten to kill some people. We'll talk more about that. A Kansas City mother was arrested for putting her baby in an oven by mistake. I guess winning that big game made her so excited. What's up, bro? Leo, thank you for joining us this morning as well. He's on the YouTube. We're all across the YouTube, our RyanORadio Facebook page, my personal page, and the radio station page as well. We'll get you some headline news throughout the morning, life and crimes of Vince McMahon, what Brett the Hitman Hart had to say, what Nels had to say, a former wrestler, and we'll get into more details of that Tennessee man. All that's coming up this hour. We got Super Bowl wrap up going in the final period. We're going to wrap up all the leftovers this morning inside the Coach's Corner with Coach Tommy Lewis. And tomorrow morning, we'll have some stale chips with our friend, the sports analyst, Richard Holdridge, in the morning in the second period. But we'll get into all that. So stay with us. We got a lot in store for you. Thank you, Leo, for joining us. And good morning, Gail says, too. Sweet Leaf and Sue and all the gang. And I said, Tim said, hey, to you, you're going to forget about him. She says, oops, hi, Tim. Thank you for Rebecca from Australia being with us, as well as Emma from Scotland with us. Leo, where are you from, brother? Let us know. We already know that Gail is from the great state of Tennessee and not too far from Nashville. Pete is right here in the metro Atlanta area. Noonan! And Pete's like, a nasty weather out there, good sleeping weather, and listening to me. Oh, Texas is in the house. Texas into his house. I love Texas, the great state of Texas, and all the great people there. There you go. I appreciate you guys listening as well. You can check us out on our YouTube page, our Shoutcast, our WQEE page, or our RyanORadio Penitentiary Spreaker page, which you can download all these shows afterwards. All right, 10 minutes past the hour. It is 60 degrees in Atlanta under rainy skies. The rain continues as people were pretending to be NASCAR drivers out there this morning. Some of them are starting to slow down because they're like, hey, Ryan caught me driving too fast. Ukraine. We got somebody from the Ukrainian from Thailand. D-I-M-A. There you go. Dima. Hope I said your name right. I don't want to disrespect you. I don't like, my name is Ryan O'Neal on the air, but if I gave you my real last name, really go, I'm trying to figure out how to say his last name. Shelander for real. So that's why I'm Ryan O'Neal on the air. You're inside the RyanORadio Penitentiary. You guys are all in lockdown. Thank you for joining us on the YouTube page. Like, subscribe, and share. That helps out the channel. And we just started doing this on here, so that's why there is not as much. I was using this channel just to kind of put programming on for my other shows and everything. So there you go. Big thumbs up there in Thailand. There you go. Dima. Okay. Dima. There you go. Dima. All right. Got it now. Dima. There you go. Thank you, my friend. All right. We welcome everybody in everywhere. Hopefully nobody dropped off. We had a Scotland here this morning, still with us, hopefully. All right, let's jump into some headline news that's making the strange and unusual headlines on this Monday. It's morning, noon, night, and evening, wherever you may be. A manhunt is underway as of Friday in Blount County after a man shot a sheriff's deputy there. The TBI is investigating into this Blount County Sheriff's deputy being shot by Kenny Wayne DeHart Jr. He is on the run, and an $80,000 reward is set for his return. You live in Tennessee, Gail. Let me know if they've got any return on that as of yet. I just got this news story yesterday. A 15-year-old suspect is in custody after being in connection of a shooting of tourists in New York City in the Times Square. Also, thanks for the 5th week in a row, as U.S. economy is very favorable. And the S&P 500 as of Friday closed at its highest ever, ladies and gentlemen, at 5,000 mark. Wow, man. 6 feared dead in the Mojave Desert helicopter crash. No details on this have been found. The FBI is investigating into it as well. Police on Thursday have arrested the wife and daughter of gangsta crime boss John Gotti Jr. after they ended a fight with a woman at a high school basketball game in Long Island. Kimberly and Gianna Gotti, 55-25 respectively, allegedly assaulted a woman at the Locust Valley High School basketball game because they were kind of cussing. You know how they do on the Jersey Shore. Blank you, no blank you, no blank you. That's what they were doing. They were saying those words. And they're like, please stop this. Well, they got into it and ripped her hair out and her hat off her head. I guess it was a weave or whatever. Wow. Don't mess with the crime boss. But you also know John Gotti's a crime boss in New York that went to jail for his crime, for his activities with the mob. And that's all we got to say. I don't talk about the mob. They're pretty cool, though, most of the time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll get to that. Thank you, Gail, for popping that in there to me. You guys got something going on, let me know. 1980s WWE star Billy Jack Hayes was arrested for murdering his wife. The 70-year-old was arrested in Portland, Oregon in his home after a standoff with police. Police learned that he had killed his wife, Jeanette, who they had found dead by gunshot wound. Hayes was taken into police custody. Hayes is a 1980 star, cowboy hat and everything. This is what happens. We saw what happened with Chris Benoit many years ago. Of course, Randy Rocket Cody is going to join us on Wednesday this week, where we'll be talking with him about something else. Has gave us the story of the Chris Benoit story, also Jack the Ripper and so many other stories. It's our Weird Wednesday. Guys, I'm going to tell you, if you're just joining us, stay with us because we got a great week. This is just Monday, and we just start the money off a little light and get into stuff all week. But he'll be joining us as well. The WWE star probably got hit in the head many, many times, and this is what had happened. No excuse for murder. I say there's never an excuse for murder, but that's what's happening. Joining us for the first time, like, subscribe, and share. We do all kind of things. Fridays is our fun Fridays. Thursdays, True Crime Thursday. Elizabeth Soros is expected to join us this Thursday. Another unsolved homicide in small town USA. The author of the Birthday Bash, a book about her brother's unsolved homicide, coming up on Thursday. Weird Wednesday. We're going to get a little weird with you. We always have horrifying history, some ghost and goblin stuff, we always, TJ Justice from R&R Paranormal joins us. But this Wednesday, from themetalden.com and randyrocketcody.com, he will join us. We'll talk about the Mick Mars situation, the brand new album out, and some stuff behind the scenes. That's coming up on Weird Wednesday. Twisted Tuesdays, we always have two guests. One, we have our sports guest, and then Richard Holdridge in the second period. In the final period, we always have Shane B and I are going to talk about top 10 movies. And he's going to give us his thoughts on the performance of Usher at yesterday's Super Bowl game. We'll get into that tomorrow morning, get your top 10 movies, what's hot, what's not, and everything. That's what we do here on the RyanORadio Penitentiary. It's fun all week, different things, different guests, all kind of great things, always having something going on. If you're joining us for the first time, you're in lockdown permanently now. Gail said that lady who killed her baby news here. Oh, you're talking about, well, I talked about it earlier at the Joel Osteen Church, if that's what you're bringing up. We did talk about it. I'm glad you're bringing some stuff there. I was talking about the lady that went into the church and shot up Joel Osteen's church. Well, not shot it, but got into an altercation with Harris County deputies in Houston County, and she was shot and her baby was shot and put in intensive care. So unless you're talking about the Kansas City woman, but the lady who killed her baby, news here said she was dealing with postpartum depression issues, and unfortunate, not aware of your reality is an issue, and sad for sure. Prayers. Oh, okay. This is this Kansas City one we're just talking about. The one I'm about to bring up now, the lady in the oven. Wow. Thank you for popping that in there, Gail. I appreciate that. Always, if you guys got some stuff to feed, drop it in there. We always love to hear it. The 26-year-old Kansas City mother has been arrested and charged with a felony death of her 1-month-old child, whom she put in the oven instead of a crib, allegedly mistaking it. Maria Thompson had been charged with a Class A felony, first-degree endangerment of a child at the Jackson County prosecutor, Gene Peters Baker, said on Saturday. Police responded to a call about a non-breathing infant at a resident in a Kansas City neighborhood around 1:30 p.m., according to the court document Saturday obtained by ABC News. Upon arrival, officers observed the infant victim, who had burn wounds. According to the court documents, Kansas City Fire Department responded and declared that the 1-month-old is dead. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh. How do I hide a body? We'll find out Thursday. Tune in to True Crime. And by the way, all the people who supposedly are called trolls, I don't think you guys are trolls. Okay. I like it. I like you guys having fun. So I'm probably the only person you'll ever see any show that really don't care. And I'll mess back with it. So if you're a troll, be a troll. I want you to join the RyanORadio Penitentiary, and then you're going to troll others and say, hey, you suck. Ryan, don't. These trolls are hurting our feelings, and they're talking about this Ryan or Neal guy with the RyanORadio Penitentiary. There you go. There you go. I love trolls. Everybody acts like it's terrible. Don't do anything that, here's what I say. Don't be an honest person like I am. And the trolls are going to go, hey, I love this guy. He's honest. Be real. Don't try to hide who you are or what you believe or how you are. I mean, I'm a real person. That's right. And trolls will be like, I love Ryan. You want me to go troll somebody? Yeah, go do it for me. Ah, thank you, Ryan. They love it. They love it. Yeah, I love it. I love it. You inside the RyanORadio Penitentiary. We love them. All right, but anyway, yeah. I was thinking, it is a sad situation as well. I terrorized a streamer in Nigeria today. Do it! I terrorized the streamer in Nigeria. There you go. They probably cried because you disagreed with them. Disagree all day. I'm just going to have fun with you. Let you do your thing. Anyway, wow, I'm going to look at this other from Alabama in just a few moments. It seems like a typical Alabama hybrid thing, guys. We'll talk about this. But anyway, I was going to make a joke about this Kansas City thing till I found out what it was. I was going to say she was so happy that Kansas City beat 49ers that she put the baby in the oven instead of the hot wings. I don't know. But it is gruesome, and we pray for this little baby in the name of Jesus Christ. We pray for this child to go to heaven. This woman's got some mental health issues. We're going to talk about more mental health coming up this hour in just a few moments. A wolf, there's a hybrid of a wolf, hybrid pet, kills an Alabama baby. You guys didn't know this? This is just popping up in my feed. I got to do this. Typical Alabama, they have all kind of hybrid stuff there. Gordon Ramsay does not approve. He'll be yelling like, that is not good. Stop it. You didn't put enough salt on it. That's mean. That's mean. God forgive me. But I had to get in there with that guy. That child in the shooting at Joel Osteen's place, Gail, is in critical condition. And I'm still trying to find out more details on why this woman did it. I'm not going to call her evil. I'm not going to call her demon possessed. There's something more to it and everything. Wolf hybrid pet kills an Alabama baby at a home in Chelsea, Alabama, according to the mayor, Tom Pickersman. Confirmed Friday, the animal was euthanized at the scene by a veterinarian at the request of law enforcement, according to Shelby County Sheriff's deputies. Upon arrival, the infant was pronounced dead due to injuries suspected by the cause of the animal. Why would you have a hybrid? They always have hybrids there in Alabama. Cousin Leroy, come on over and hang out with me. Shout out to Gordon Ramsay's Donuts. Oh, I love that. 12 p.m. So where are you at? I'm in Aussie. Oh, okay. There you go. The animal described as a wolf hybrid and was reportedly kept as a family pet of the infant. Anyway, deputies respond to the scene in Chelsea at 12:54 p.m. Thursday last week after a 911 call. An investigation is going into this, and it continues into the death. The wolf hybrid was a mating of a wolf and a dog. Wow. Did they find it in Area 51? No. They found it in Alabama, where there's a lot of hybrids of Susie B and Johnny A always come together. We might be first cousins, boy, but we make our pretty baby, don't we? I'm picking Alabama, people. You know I'm picking. Go up there in Tennessee laughed and go, no, you're not, Ryan. Tennessee believes the same way. Oh, Lord. 23 minutes past the hour. We are holding at 60 degrees in the metro Atlanta area under cloudy skies, ladies and gentlemen. Sad situation. The whole thing about this, if you're gonna have a hybrid, you're gonna put animals together that don't belong together, make sure they're safe. And don't put a wolf together with a dog and expect that it not to hurt your child. You know, these people are probably feeling terrible this morning in reality. God. Too much death going on right now, right, Gail? Oh. All right. The chicken. Okay, I don't know. I got to try to figure this out. You guys, like, subscribe, and share on the page there and be a part of the RyanORadio Penitentiary. Coming up after the break, we're going to talk a little bit more about a Tennessee man and what he did. Here in Australia, we have a dinner plate size spiders. Ugh, for real, or is that a joke? Are you messing with me there? Rebecca, let me know if that's true, because my brother man's probably messing with me. Like, yeah, it's real, bro. It's real. It tastes good. Do you put hot sauce on it? Because in the South, it's real. Do you guys put hot sauce on it? Because we put hot sauce on everything in the South. A dinner plate size spiders. Ugh. Oh, tarantulas. Okay. Huntsman. Okay. Ooh, tarantulas. Ugh. Do you put them on a dinner plate? I'm just kidding. Do you cook them up? Does it taste like chicken? I'm picking. They say frogs taste like chicken. Why not tarantulas? I think I've seen tarantulas somewhere in the United States, but they're harmless though. Okay. You keep them as a pet? You got a whole zoo in your backyard of them? Oh my gosh. Tarantulas in the backyard. Kangaroo tastes like deer meat, says Rebecca. Really? See, I'm learning something new every day, ladies and gentlemen. See how Americans were learning something new from our friends in Australia? Wow. All right. One more newsworthy note before we take a break. Oh, I think we didn't do the Family Guy intro. We'll do that next hour. Yeah, we'll do that next hour. We'll do it next hour. One more newsworthy note this morning. Let's jump into it. A couple of them. Brock Lesnar was removed from the WWE intro and opening of Smackdown on Friday night. Warner Brothers Discovery rejected an offer for John Cena's brand new movie, Coyotes versus Acme. And we'll continue with the life and crimes of Vince McMahon. The life and crimes of Vince McMahon continue after this short break. We'll talk about what Bret the Hitman Hart had to say, plus Neal's a former wrestler. And towards the end, we'll dive deeper into the Tennessee Huntsman, I'm going to call him, and all that. We'll be back here in a moment on this edition of the RyanORadio Penitentiary. You're tuned in to RyanORadio Penitentiary. Stay with us. More on the way as we continue to keep you in lockdown. Don't you dare move away. And make sure you like, subscribe, and share, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you may be roaming off to this morning. All right, 27 minutes past the hour. We're still at 60 degrees, rainy skies in Atlanta and metro Atlanta areas. We got a couple of more newsworthy notes to get into. We're going to do some of our discussion after the break. And still, our Super Bowl shuffle and our final Super Bowl. We're going to get into the Super Bowl in the final period. Yeah, we're going to shuffle it up, and we're going to get our leftovers in the final period. Stay with us. You're in lockdown. We're going to put you in the penalty box.
Forecast sponsored by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or green things at all. Michael the Crook is terminating this.
Whoa.
Thunder showers today. Plenty of severe thunderstorms throughout the afternoon. High near 66. South-southwest winds flying to 10 miles per hour. 100% chance of showers. It's going to be clearing up with partly cloudy skies tonight. Giving away to cloudy skies overnight. Low near 39. West winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Your Tuesday outlook, some clouds in the morning with giving way to mainly sunny by the afternoon. High near 56.
Wow, that sounds pretty cool.
15 miles per hour. A mostly clear skies for Tuesday night, low near 43, white and variable winds. By Wednesday, sunshine, plenty of it, high near 62, feeling good. Winds light and variable, partly cloudy skies with a low near 35 on Wednesday night. And by Thursday, it's going to be a high near 64.
You know, Elimination Chamber is coming to Australia
That's your active weather forecast brought to you by Active Pest Control.
this month. Is it this month or next month? Maybe in March.
Active Pest Control offers the best prices to protect your home, offering both monthly and quarterly pest control services, plus specific services like bed bug, vermin roach, and flea control. Even if you can't see them, insects are all around you 24/7. Active Pest Control wants to be the first line of defense. Active Pest Control. Prepare. Buy. Best termite coverage around. Active Pest Control. 34 Jefferson Street, Newton. 770-954-9941.
Moving is a big decision. Selling or buying a home in any market, but especially today, is really a lot of questions.
Woo! Crocodiles. WWE is Elimination Chamber is coming to Australia. WWE's going worldwide. They've been in Scotland. I know my Scottish listener knows. They've been in Scotland. They're going to be returning for the Clash at the Castle this year. All these events they're trying to turn into WrestleMania type events that we have in the United States. They're doing big events. That's all WWE wants to do is big events. Oh yeah. WWE Chiefs get to wrestle a WWE title.
WQEE, Braves Country is a Southern sports talk show. Mac McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. Next, Braves Country. Mac McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. Weekdays, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
COVID hit. Never been there. Well, it's cool in the United States for sure. Just stay out of certain parts. They'd be like, you sure have a pretty mouth. No, we're not talking about Alabama. We're talking about Mississippi. Welcome to Mississippi. Now, Tennessee, South Carolina, Florida, and Georgia people are like, yep, he's right. Yep, they talk like that down there in Mississippi, boy. They say, how you doing? Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, we got us another, what do you call it? A so-called, what do you call it? Troll. But I love trolls, guys. Don't act like, it's all good for me. Can you, I can't do that, bro. I can't do the mayonnaise, and I just don't do things like that. More trolls on our YouTube page. Thank you. I love you guys. Make you guys like me. Be like, wait a minute, this guy's cool. We're gonna go troll other people for him and make them embarrassed. This guy's cool, man. Cottage cheese, nah, I can't do it, bro. Go get those small streamers and tell them only RyanORadio Penitentiary. Locked down with Ryan O'Neal's what you need to be watching and listening to. Welcome back in to RyanORadio Penitentiary and locked down all over our 50,000 plus of you worldwide on our stream, Insight, Shoutcast. We're across the WQEE YouTube page, as well as our stream, as well as our Facebook page, as well as my personal Facebook page, Ryan O'Neal, and the RyanORadio Penitentiary Facebook page. And we're also across the Navajo Nation with our friends in the Navajo Nation. We're across Arizona, New Mexico, and the British Columbia Isles of Canada as well. Yeah, I guess you'd want the super chat. Unfortunately, I can't, bro. But I appreciate that. I appreciate the offer and the thought. Oh, Lord. All right, let's jump back into it. We're going to talk about the life and crimes of Vincent Kennedy McMahon. For you guys that don't know, coming up either the end of this month, going into the next month, the WWE Elimination Chamber event is going to be set in Australia. So you check it out. It's somewhere in Australia in one of your bigger cities there, guys. So WWE is coming to Australia. They're going to be doing bigger events. Every event they're trying to do is trying to be a WrestleMania type event. They did Clash of the Castle last year in Scotland. They're going to go back for that in Scotland as well. So they're just doing all kind of things. And speaking of WWE, let's talk a little bit about some of the WWE superstars and their thoughts on some of the things. Life and crimes of Vince McMahon. WWE Hall of Famer Bret the Hitman Hart from Canada said that the allegations against Vince, he said, well, it's not the only incident. And predator behavior, you find it everywhere in the WWE. He said that he couldn't shake Vince McMahon's hand even if he came to him today. Bret the Hitman Hart is finding what happened with Vince McMahon disgusting because he had felt like he was a father figure to him, made him money. He was a family man. For those who don't know, Bret the Hitman Hart was all about family and everything, okay? There was all kind of things that happened. Everybody's choice. That's my opinion. Yeah. We have a member called that comes on the show. His name is Greg TJ Justice from R&R Paranormal. It's Redneck and Rainbows, so that tells you a lot there. Always a guest on the show, so there you go. I have no hate for anyone, my friend. No hate for anyone. I'm what they call a real Christian. All right. Anyway, except for Vince McMahon, I have hate for this kind of stuff. I'm sorry, but when you're cruel and evil and you destroy people's lives and anything. But Bret the Hitman Hart, he's a good family guy. He left the WWE to go to WCW. Now I say he's kind of doing his thing, and he couldn't shake his hand if he could. He probably wanted to slap Vince McMahon, and I agree with him. Slap him to silly, my friend. Before her passing, Ashley Mazzaro, who was a former WWE Divas champion, was talking about what had happened. She said that Vince hit on a lot of women in the WWE and even come knocking on her hotel door many, many times. Many, many, many times, ladies and gentlemen, many times. Former WWE superstar Neal from back in the early 1980s from the WWF, who played kind of a character that fought the Big Boss Man from Cobb County, Georgia, for real. Played his name Ray, and of course he played Ray Traylor, who played Big Boss Man, a former corrections officer who played a corrections officer. Nels played a former inmate, and they were enemies. Nels said that Vince McMahon, everything that's being talked about him, he finds it real. And he said Vince squashed a lot of people in their careers, and he still owes him money. So Vince, you better give him some money or he might talk about you a little bit more. Oh, man, there you go. Bruce Pritchard, who still works for the company WWE, says he's unable to respond to the Vince McMahon allegations right now. And he said that the act of it was disgusting, and he is he's not at liberty to discuss anything about the company right now. He still works for the company. Vince McMahon's one of the top guys. And I still feel like Vince McMahon's people that surrounded him kind of knew what kind of person he was. He was the billionaire. He had the money, and you can't really tell a man with a lot of money what to do. I know, right? Well, I'm just starting. We'll get it going. Most of mine are on the streams, on the other streams right now, and they're easy. It's easier for them to walk with it. So, but we'll get it up there. You'll get it up there. You send it out, you'll get it up there, my friend. You get me all the people that they call the trolls. Have them invite in here. Boom, we'll be good. Thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate that. And a little bit more from Friday Night SmackDown after Thursday night's kickoff in Las Vegas for the WrestleMania. It was an event. Rock slapping Cody Rhodes. CM Punk saying if it would have been him, he'd have slapped him. I think you will get big someday. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that, my friend. That makes me feel good. It'll get there, like you said. Take it a little time. Good content. Thank you. Anyway, Triple H kicked off Friday Night SmackDown with Adam Pearce and, of course, Nick Atlas, Raw and SmackDown's general manager. Triple H said he's making it clear that Cody is challenging Roman for the title at WrestleMania 40. And, of course, he said backstage, it doesn't matter who you are. Doing a little rock thing. And it doesn't matter if you like it or not, it was going to happen. Nick Atlas then announced a tournament on SmackDown to begin for the Elimination Chamber. The winners will move on to Elimination Chamber and Australia to get the number one contender for Seth Rollins' world title on Raw. What's up there? How you doing? Murky. Baby, how you doing? Where are you from? Let us know where you're from. If it wasn't not for the good old boy's attitude back in the day, Vince would have been in prison. But money put Vince in a position to assault women and get away with it with no repercussions. Yep, but in 2024, they got repercussions, sister, and all the women. Yeah, and you got all kind of. It's time for you women to take over. It really is. But I tell you what, I agree with you on that, Gail. But he's getting his now. Let's see. Mers, something, baby. There you go. Let me know where you're from. Dema says, I'm listening from Thailand. Watch YouTube when you're not rich traveling. Thank you. We appreciate it. You're rich in other things because you're with me. And I'm able to have some culture around the world here on the show. All right, other things that happened on SmackDown. Drew McIntyre in the first match defeated AJ Styles to move forward. Bianca Belair in her same match to get it in an Elimination Chamber match. She moves forward onto the Elimination Chamber. Also, Triple H was backstage with Braun Breaker, the son of Rick Steiner, talking about he's got a future. Heyman comes in, says, next week The Rock and Roman to be there, all that good stuff. Also, Tyler Bates and Pete Dunne are the number one contenders to the Judgment Day's tag team belts. Randy Orton beats Sami Zayn. He moves on to the Elimination Chamber. So you guys are going to see Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre in the Elimination Chamber. I like Drew McIntyre, even though he's a heel. Always like Drew McIntyre. Hope he wins it and gets a shot against Seth Rollins. But we'll see who else is going to be in the event. They got a lot of them. They got more events tonight, more matches tonight to qualify people to be women and men's WWE Elimination Chamber match tournament, and the winner will move on to the tournament in Australia. All right. I had to put that in there, a little fun news in there with what else is going on in the world. So after the break, we're going to talk about Tennessee man. A Tennessee man, ladies and gentlemen, that threatened people at the border and violence. We'll get into that in just a few. But first, Kansas City Chiefs, we're going to talk about this in the final period. Super Bowl leftovers inside the coach's corner. But Kansas City Chiefs celebrate the Super Bowl win with a customized WWE championship belt, another one. And Patrick Mahomes running around with that belt on his shoulder like he's the Rock or something, or like he's Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs beat the San Francisco 49ers for the second time, back-to-back titles. They won in overtime, ladies and gentlemen. The star quarterback earns his third Super Bowl victory and his third championship title from the WWE. So there you go. A little wrestling football news for you in there. We call it football in the United States. You guys might say, well, we like your version of football, but our football is tough. Yes, I know. We call it soccer here, but in Australia, In Australia, you do call it soccer football, don't you? Because in London, they do. Back in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us. Yes, Drew, says Gail.
Trail. You get that feeling somebody's coming up on you. What do you do to be prepared in today's world?
Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Get people. Ooh, my hair came out.
As a certified tactical self-defense instructor, I'm specializing in women's self-defense.
And I got a long hair because I'm a metalhead guy. Sorry.
The ability to learn how to defend themselves effectively.
And a punk rocker.
Technical drills to build their survival skills.
Former drummer.
You can be your own hero.
Yes, it's called soccer mostly, but I watch rugby. Oh, okay.
Learn today to have
Good. In London, they call it football, but it's called soccer. Okay. Well, Messi was in a Super Bowl commercial last night, one of the biggest stars in the world of soccer. They had him in a commercial, in a Super Bowl commercial last night. And I think they had like not Tom Brady, but another big football star throwing the soccer ball back at him.
Hello, I'm Pina Payne.
Rugby is a cool game too,
And we're
yes.
so excited we have just moved to this new company, and we are located at 560 Noon Crossing Bypass in Newman next to Art and Jake's. And we
I think if a lot of the major stars around the world, if American soccer teams would have soccer at a certain time of year that wouldn't coincide with the ones around the world, we can get a lot of your big stars to play over here. It'd be cool.
Is back in a brand new location. 31
It
Jackson
was a good game last night, man. Now, I was going for the 49ers because I picked them to go to the Super Bowl this year, and I'm not a 49ers guy, I'm a Falcons guy. So.
7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. is Wishbone Fried Chicken, right next door to their former location, bringing you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31.
But, like I tell everybody on here, if Taylor Swift would give me the time of day to interview her, I'd put her on my show. I don't care. I mean, she made the NFL a lot of money this season. I'd love for her to be on my show and make me a lot of money.
Cares for Kids helps fund local organizations like Angel's House, Carlita Casa, Elevate, and more. Help Cares for Kids reach their mission of serving 1 million children. Call 678-634-9770 today to learn more on how to be involved, or text paper.
I'll say we're getting ready to come back.
321 to donate.
Yes. Oh, Leo, you got a crush on her, huh? Maybe one day I can get her on the show to be interviewed, and I can tell you got a crush on her. But she'll be like, "But Travis," I'm like, "But Leo's the man." Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl leftovers in the last period this morning. Stay with us. More on the way as the RyanORadio Penitentiary cruises on. We're in the second, almost to the end of the second period of play. 3 periods of nonstop play every morning right here at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right on the network of 99.1 FM WQEE, worldwide on all of our streaming sites and YouTube and everything. We also appreciate you guys being with us here. And go ahead and like, subscribe, and share the radio station page there. Also, still to come, ladies and gentlemen, this week we got a full week of guests. Coming up tomorrow morning, our sports analyst from the Sports Beat, Richard Holders, joins us. Weekdays 2 to 3 p.m. on the network. We'll talk Super Bowl leftovers with him. And Shane B and I are going to talk movie reviews. He gave a little review of the Usher performance last night. We'll talk about that and other things in the top 10 movies from over the box office weekend, and get what's hot, what's not, and what's heading into Netflix, Hulu, and everything you guys need to check out on tomorrow's show, Twisted Tuesday. We're going to get twisted Tuesday with you. On Weird Wednesday, let's get a little weird. Odd news for you, ladies and gentlemen. Strange and unusual news from the unexplained files. And we'll drop in our final period from the MetalDen.com, Randy Rocket Cody, who's going to share with us the latest from Mick Mars and his solo album, what's going to happen there, his lawsuit against Motley Crue, and not only that, He's brought us stories of Jack the Ripper, as well as the Crow himself. That's right. And much more, including the deaths of Chris Cornell and more. We got into the Titanic sinking, details in all this. We do these. It's stories that you know, but you don't know the truth with RandyRocketCody.com. And of course, RandyRocketCody.com on themetalden.com. Coming up Thursday, we're true crime in it. We're going to do, you and I are going to play Homicide Hunter. For those of you who might know who he is or don't, he's Lieutenant Kenda on the ID Network, Investigation Discovery. We're going to play Homicide Hunter with the one and the only Elizabeth Sarles. This coming up Thursday, I should say, True Crime Thursday. She and I are going to talk about unsolved homicides in small town USA, where everybody knows your name. They know your mom and them, but they don't know who did it. No. We'll talk about that Thursday. So that's coming up this week, a full week. But first, our guest in the next period is going to be inside the coach's corner with our favorite head football coach of the landmark Christian War Eagles. He joins us, ladies and gentlemen. Love true crime, says Rebecca. There you go. Well, you're going to love the show because we always do something every Thursday with great guests and true crime news as well. We go after the news that nobody else is doing worldwide the best we can. So we'll be doing that. And we have next week from the Book of the Dead podcast on True Crime Thursday. It's going to be the one, the only Courtney Lizo. Heard her mother do a true crime podcast, and she'll bring us another unsolved homicide across the country as well. And we'll see if I can get my friend Greg TJ Justice on the show with us from R&R Paranormal. He talked to him since, I think, Christmas and everything. So we'll see if we can get him on there and see what's going on with R&R Paranormal, Redneck and Rainbow. He is the lead paranormal investigator. We'll get him on. Maybe I'll try to get him next Wednesday. And then Wednesday after that, Horrifying History. Professor Gasky, that's what I like to call her. Horrifying History host Brenda Gasky brings us another story from the history that's stained with the bloods of the unknown and everything. And this month's going to be about love. Not the love. Well, love gone wrong. So that's going to be the final Wednesday of the month. So a lot of great guests. We bring them on. We appreciate it. All right, let's jump into this story this morning. We got about 10 more minutes left in this hour. This is coming from Tennessee, ladies and gentlemen. Nashville, Tennessee. A man under the name of Paul Fay is in the FBI's most wanted list. People in Kentucky, Georgia, and Tennessee came together, friends with Paul Fay. Paul Fay told everyone and agents of the FBI that he wanted to stir up the hornet's nest at the border. The Tennessee man accused by the federal government of plotting and scheming a movement and targeting immigrants and law enforcement at the southern border. The 55-year-old Paul Fay was arrested thank you for blowing on the horn there, was arrested on last Monday for this particular investigation. Wow. Fay was arrested last Monday, and there's an investigation going on. His son Joseph said his dad is not a terrorist. I know you love your dad, but I'm going to tell you, we got to get these people help. They keep getting this mind. We got to get people help. This is what makes America look bad. For those of you that want to visit America, come on. Most of us are normal like me. We like to have a good time. We pick. Most of us are normal. That's right. Some of these people, when we do these news stories, I know you think all of us are crazy, but no. And all Southern people don't talk like the guys from, I reckon you ought to get there, boy. So there you go. Anyway, he said his dad wasn't a terrorist. He said he's just a big talker. He described his dad as a compulsive liar. Of course he's a compulsive liar. That's what they hear in the media and online and everything. Of course, like my buddy says, you'll be big one day. Hopefully I will, because I'm giving the truth out there. Anyway, and of course, he said that he had a mental health issue. I know he's got a mental health issue. And I say, stop listening to the mainstream media. Stop listening to the media online. Stop listening to people that want to kind of give you conspiracy theories without anything in the background. My guests that come on this show have seriously studied things. They have seriously studied things to be able to tell us. Yeah, we'll get Greg back. He's been busy, Gail, and everything. He tells some great stories too. I'll tell Greg he is missed. And I'll get in touch with him. He'll be back on the show. He's like, I'll say, hey, can you come on next Wednesday? Yeah, I'll be there next Wednesday, right? Because next Wednesday is not the 28th, is it? I don't think so. This month's not that short, is it? February's not that short, is it? Well, we'll see if we can get him on next Wednesday for you. We got Randy on this Thursday. But my guests, they always have backgrounds and studies in what they do, whether it's true crime, investigation, and all this kind of journalists. So I bring them in and everything. They have details and stuff that I do not. And that's why I bring them on the show. But please, if you've got a family member that is so wrapped up in conspiracy lies of the world, and I don't care whether they like something or don't like something, if they're wrapped up in this whole political conspiracy and the world's coming to an end, I'll super chat $75. I appreciate you do that. I don't think I have anything set up on this page, but you can send it to my Cash App, $, RyanShelander. That's $RyanShelander. I don't think I have anything set up yet. But anyway, Gabagool, is that Gabagool Fool? That's a cool name. That is a cool person, brother. Hope it's a brother. It's not brother or sister, whichever one you are. Anyway, but please, guys, don't. We do have an Instagram. I don't got no WhatsApp. I appreciate that, my friend. Anyway, please stop letting this news media get you, whether it's online or world or whatever. It's causing people to have mental health issues because they're so believable that the world is coming in. Look, we live in the United States, the greatest country in the world. Everything's free. I'm on here running my smack, picking around with people. Got people that they quote would call trolls on here having a good time with me. And we're all having a good time, so like I said, to all the fantastic people out there, like I said, we've got to start watching our elderly. Email or any apps. Yeah, 99.1 FM WQEE. 99.1. No, okay. 99classicrock@gmail.com. 99classicrock@gmail.com is the email. And you can go on all of our Facebook apps and everything. Fun. That's right, Pete. Fun. But just kind of watch those elderly people. If they're watching too much Snooze Max or anything, please turn it off and find them something else to watch. Randy Rocket Cody does excellent true crime investigations, bringing the crimes against the children to the front. Yes, and helping people aware of human trafficking. He has always done that. No, 99 Classic Rock, ROCK @gmail.com, not Rocket, but Classic Rock @gmail.com. There you go. Thank you, my friend. People are asking for that on the air. Thank you, guys. But please. And that's why I get on here and do this. I got some elderly people that watch and listen. I want them not to be out here fighting. Do yoga, says Pete. I don't want people out here fighting and everything. I want to be able to joke. I want like the ones you guys call the trolls to be able to make fun and have a good time. And that's why I let them do that on my page and don't care. I want people to have a good time. I want us to try to get along. We're going to have differences of opinion. That's the way the world is. We're going to have differences in politics. But we don't need to want to murder people over this. This guy wanted to go to the border. He was putting together weapons, and they were making their own versions of grenades and all that just to go down and take out law enforcement and people at the border. This Paul Fay was. I know his son's like, well, he's just a big talker. Yeah, but a big talker is going to get you in trouble. We live in a free country, but freedom of speech doesn't mean hate speech, doesn't mean violence, it just means, hey, I disagree with you, Pete. Yoga sucks. And Pete's like, yoga's good. That's what it means. And I'm not saying yoga's bad. I'm just using that as an example. We can disagree without violently attacking one another. And that's what a lot of people are saying around the world with the wars that's going on in Russia and Ukraine, as well as the wars that's going on in Israel and Palestine and everything. We can just do that. We're just normal people. Myself was a farmer, love and peace. Oh, farmers are the backbone of the world. We love you guys, just like I love truck drivers. That's why we have Shane on Tuesdays. But I'm telling you, ladies and germs, telling you that this is the way to help out those. The way to combat the people that are really to go violent is not to argue with them. It's to turn things off and to put more positivity in their life somehow. Do you feel impact? Do you feel the impact through it like we are facing in Australia with too many refugees? No, not from Israel or anything like that, but we have people coming up from the border, South America, as well as everything going into Texas. I guarantee you, Leo can tell you about that. He's in Texas and everything. We're feeling that kind of impact. And we've got National Guard there trying to guard the border. Let them do their jobs. You can agree or like I said, people can agree or disagree with what's going on there. That's fine. I'm not going to get into it. But violence is never the answer on anything. Like the violence that we had a few years ago in the streets in Minneapolis, like the violence we had on January 6th. It just is not something that I would ever agree with, because you got to come up with a better excuse than I'm mad at somebody because I didn't get my way. That sounds like a 2-year-old. Some of you got 2 kids out there. Some of you got kids out there. You know how it is. If a kid, do you let your kid act like that or do you punish them? You may not beat them or anything, but you know. Good morning, Cher. What you doing? Iowa's in the house, guys. There you go. I agree with you on that. Iowa's in the house. All right, guys, we got to go to a break. Play chess, not war. That's right. That's right. But like I said, too many people with too many different things. Like I said, this man, I'm not going to give him an excuse. I don't care. We got to start taking away those television channels and those YouTube channels and everything away from some of these elderly people, so they don't believe that this whole world is coming in and they got to go and pick up arms against somebody they shouldn't be doing. All right, we're going to have more coming up in the next period and the Super Bowl leftovers with our friend Coach Tommy Lewis. You were happy about the Chiefs winning, didn't you, Sheriff? They won. Taylor Swift won. Look, I'm going to keep saying this. I ever get her on this show, I don't care. If she can bring the attention to me that she brought to the NFL, I don't care. And Leo already says she's good looking. So I'm going to try to hook them up if I get her on here. Sorry, Travis, but Leo's my boy. He supports the show. From Texas.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on ABC's This Week with George Stephanopoulos, but there's heavy damage to structures in the north. The two leaders spoke after Egypt threatened to suspend its peace treaty with Israel if Rafah comes under attack. I'm Jackie Quinn. Also at SRN News.
Well, some guys think she's all that.
Transferred his authority to his deputy.
I don't think you would think that, Cher. You kind of like you have the. Never mind. I'm not going to get into it. I was going to pick on you with the Property Brothers. You like a rough man that works with his hands, like the Property Brothers. You guys know the twins. Oh man, we have a good time here, guys.
megachurches. Police say 2 off-duty officers working security shot and killed the suspect, who was not immediately identified. 2 other people were also shot, including the curfews. More details at SRN News.
Yeah, we ain't got no more details on that except for it was a lady. Don't need them anymore. Oh, okay. Since you got your house updated, you don't need them anymore. Hello there. Is that Albanian Gaming? How you doing? My day is great. I hope your day is great as well. Thank you for joining us. Cheers is right. Laugh out loud. Yeah, you don't need them anymore. You got your house done. Yeah. Hey, Gail, Cher is on. She's joined us finally. Come back. Get her. Another one of our OGs, guys. Good Albanian Gaming. We appreciate you being with us this morning. Guys, like, share, and subscribe. There we go. Gail responded. Said, "What's up, Cher? Boo Chiefs." You know Cher's a Chiefs fan was going for it. We was hoping the 49ers would get the win. Maybe next year, aliens can pick up your team, the Braves, Ryan, and the Chiefs, and take Congress. No, leave the Braves alone. And the Falcons are going to do good because Coach Morris is here this year. I don't tell them to pick up the Marlins. I don't pick on Miami. Miami's like the little brothers to the Braves. They never pick on them. They just beat them and go on about their business. They never pick on them. We want the Marlins to win. If the Braves are not winning, believe me. Horseshoe Kitty, good morning to you for tagging us. Guys, continue to move up. Like, share, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. I have not heard about that Albanian gaming. Put a little bit more information in there about it, my friend. We love to learn things here. You're on a show, guys, that have a great variety of programming. Coming up this week, tomorrow, we'll have Richard Holdridge in the Sports Beats, Richard Holdridge, and we'll have movie reviews with Shane B. Wednesday, Randy Rocket Cody joins us for more details from RandyRocketCody.com and TheMetalDen.com on Weird Wednesday. True Crime Thursday, we've got Elizabeth Sarles, author of The Birthday Bash, as well. A book about her brother's unsolved homicide. And that's coming up this week. We have true crime, we have weird, we have odd, we have strange, we have unusual news. We have all kinds of things going on all week long. This hour, Coach Lewis joins us in the final few minutes of the show to talk about the Super Bowl. Here we go. I'm American. We're in the United States. WQEE. We still are going there, Stewie. Thank you very much. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and guess what? Good night. It's all over. You're in lockdown in the final period. Coming up in just a few, we go inside the Coach's Corner with Coach Tommy Lewis. We'll talk about what's going on with the War Eagles at Landmark, and we'll do the Super Bowl leftovers for you. But first, let's kick it off. Period number 3. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host of the most, Ryan O'Neal, and of course, I am the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast, Shout It Out Loud, the RyanORadio media page, Earth, Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. Worldwide on the British Columbia Isles of Canada. Good morning, Helen. Good morning, Vicky and the crew there. And across the Jordan Communication and Family Radio Stations, East Alabama, West Georgia. We're on Real Radio in the Navajo Nation and 99.1 FM WQEE in Atlanta, Metro Atlanta. We are your home of inspirational talk, news, and Southern sports. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. We got it going on. You guys are in lockdown, true crime, Twisted Tuesday, Weird Wednesdays, Fun Fridays, and Major News Mondays. It's all for you. And to all my haters, I got one thing just to say to you. Listen up to this, my haters. I am the man around here, whether or not you like it. Yes, I will be putting my show up live every day, so you'll be able to see on the YouTube that there'll be live notifications every day this week of my show and what's going to be on. There you go. Thank you, Rebecca in Australia. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go into a little bit of sports news here in just a few moments to end this hour this morning. With that, we're going to do the Super Bowl leftovers. And I don't know what you got left over from yesterday's Super Bowl. Cold hot wings, cold pizzas, hamburgers, hot dogs, barbecue, whatever it is, whatever they got going on. All I got to say is we won't dive into it. I'm not a country music fan. I'm a rocker. I'm a metal guy. But Jesus Christ, Reba McEntire, beautiful voice. Great job on the national anthem. Post Malone, America the Beautiful. That man rocked it. So that's all I got to say about that. Now, Usher, I didn't see that because by the time it got to the halftime, it was almost time for me to get ready to go to bed because I had to get up early to do a show on the internet, on the YouTube. Like and subscribe on our YouTube page as well, and follow us, ladies and gentlemen. Chicken salad. What? Is that what you're having, Pete? Or is that what you felt like they did? All right, we told you last hour about this Paul Fay guy being arrested by the FBI for wanting to put together a plot in a movement targeting immigrants and law enforcement at the southern border. The 55-year-old was arrested Monday, and his son, Joseph, said his dad's not a terrorist, but he's just got a big mouth and a compulsive liar. Stop believing what you see on the internet and watch, guys, on the TV. Stop. Now I've got more. I can be honest with you, all my stuff combined, I've got more viewers and listeners than Newsmax and OAN put together. I'm not got up there to Fox and CNN there. No. We leave that to Randy. But I'll get there. I'll get theirs. All right, let's jump into it. Also, Houston police responded to a shooting at Joel Osteen's mega church on Sunday. At the scene, a suspect was shot and wounded by the Harris County Sheriff's deputies. A woman walked into the building of the Houston mega church around 2 p.m. with her child in her hand. The young child was also hit during the shooting and taken to the hospital in critical condition, ladies and gentlemen. The shooting just happened as one of the latest in gun violence disrupting across America in the places of worship, churches, schools, grocery stores, malls, hospitals, colleges, and even at house parties. What can be done about this? Something has to be done about this. Like I said in the first period, I feel like this woman, there's more to it. I feel like she had to have something. And I'm not going to say demon because it went into the church. Some of you like Osteen, some of you don't. I don't get into all that kind of debate, even as a Christian. I don't really care. I don't really care if people are making money or not. Okay, I don't judge anybody based upon that. I don't really do all that. Hope the child is okay, sad situation. And like I go to my church, and like my pastor says, there's not a demon on every rock. So not like that happened in Tennessee. I felt like that one was a demon, guys. I don't feel like this one is. I feel like this woman was probably hurt by a church somewhere. Maybe this was the first church she just saw. Maybe she wanted to get revenge. Maybe something happened. I don't know. We have to, hopefully she survives and the child survives too, so we can find out what was in her mind. Okay. I don't want to just go circumstantial evidence. I don't want to just make up something. I don't want to just it be all over the internet. Well, you know, she was coming after us conservative Christians because of this, that, and the other, or oh my God, we can't have an opinion anymore, and this, that, and the other, and she hated them Christians because them Christians were against her life. I don't want all that left-wing nuts and right-wing nut stuff. Oh, you think she's dead? We'll never find out. I don't want any of that bull crap that the media puts on here and tries to turn it into something. I need to know what really happened with this woman. I want to know what really happened with this woman. PC people, that's right. I want to know what really happened with this woman. I want to know if she was hurt by the church, because many of us have been hurt by the church, even those that are Christians. Many of us have not been. Many of us have been hurt because of our situations. Maybe being a single mom, we don't know. Maybe no one wanted to help her. Maybe she was needing help. I don't know. We're never going to know. I hope the child does survive. Now that if she's dead, and I think you're right, if she's dead, we'll never know the situation. We'll never be able to comprehend and find out what is going on and what had happened with her. You know, we will never know what has happened, because maybe family or friends can have answers. Maybe so. But you know, a lot of times, let's be honest. Unlike in your family share where all your kids are like, Mama's cool, we love her, we respect her, boom, boom, boom. Not everybody has family like that. Family could come out and lie and say, well, she was this, that, and the other, or she was crazy, and she might have not been crazy. We do know she had a mental health issue, because she went into a church with a gun and a baby in her hand and start going there like she was going to shoot, and they shot her or whatever. I just want to know, hopefully there'll be an honest person in her family to go, well, you know, so-and-so, she was having problems. She had problems at the church. This happened. She got demonetized for her lifestyle. And that's what we got to stop doing as church people. We got to stop bringing people down that are different than us. Okay? I've always been different. I'm a punk rock heavy metal guy that, you know, hang out with punk rock heavy metal Christian bands now. And you guys are like, what? Yeah, there's those bands out there. But the kind of stuff I'm into. But judging people is wrong, and the Bible said so, not to do so. And we have a problem in this country that if we have a problem in a portion of our society, if you don't agree with me, you're wrong and I'm right, and I have a right to be mad. Just like the guy in the previous story thinking he had a right to go down and shoot law enforcement and people coming in this country because he just got tired of it. Jars of Clay's a good band. So is Need to Breathe. And also Skillet, love them. Demon Hunters is a heavier band. And my boys that I got a chance to jam around with, my boys, I got to say them, I got to give them credit. Grave Robber, punk rock, dress up. They're like the punk rock Gwar, dress up like Gwar Christian band. You know what? That's cool. Check them out. Anyway, back to what I was saying. We have to stop this kind of situation. I want to know what's really in her, what happened with her. I don't want to just go judge this woman because I don't know what her life was. And it's easy to judge people that you can see out there that put the mark on them and go, I've done this. It's easy to judge Vince McMahon for what he's done. It's not easy to judge this woman because we don't know. And we don't know what was going on in her mind. We know it's kind of like Gail was telling us earlier about the woman from Kansas City, the mother putting her 26-year-old woman, putting her baby in the oven and killing her baby. So I'm putting him in the bed. There's something detrimentally wrong with people. And we as a society, most of our Generation X and up, we're going to go, I don't need no therapist. I don't want them fixing my brain, messing with my brain. They'll screw my brain up. Because we got that complete mindset that if somebody talks to us, they're going to put us in an asylum and we are crazy like Barbara Streisand was in that movie. This craziness. Good morning, Brazil. How you doing this morning for joining us? And that's the portion of the Generation X and up above is we don't want to get all this help. We don't want to do that. We think we can just get through it. Tough love. Tough ourselves through it. You never know what people are going through, Cher. That's right. So that's why I'm glad we have a therapist every Wednesday morning here at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the network on WQEE giving you advice. And it's free to the public, guys. And how you can sign up. But people, we need more mental health issues. I know it's going to be pushed in Georgia because he was with Governor Kemp last week or the week before last, pushing this bill and everything in Georgia. But we need this around the country and everything so that we can stop some of this stuff. Learn English watching live. Thank you, Brazil. I appreciate that. Good morning to you. The Amazon rainforest jungle, Amazon River in Brazil. I am from the United States of America in Atlanta, Georgia. We're all over the world on this. We're at WQEE Radio. This is radio. So that's why we're able to do this. Talk things. This is real radio. So I'm not in my mom's basement trying to sit here and read out the Bible and tell you something that's not real. Watch what they're talking about. They're gay frogs. Not trying to do that. Anyway, back to what I'm saying. So these people, man, Georgia State, United States, Atlanta capital. Atlanta is the capital of Georgia. That's right. Anyway, so watch this stuff, guys. We want to get into it. I want to deeply learn more about this. So I'm not going to judge this woman until we find out what's going on and everything. And we got to start treating people with a little bit more respect, whether they're sitting out here on the streets. Don't call them a bum because they don't have a job. Don't make fun of them because they don't have a job. Don't put them down. You don't know what they're going through. All right? Don't put somebody down in your family that you don't make as much money as me. Who gives a rat's tail if they don't? Okay? Grow the hell up. Stop being that. Stop pretending like you're Christian when you're judging everybody. Stop judging people. Stop going, who I am and the people I associate with, the only good people and everybody else is bad. It's not true. Every one of us are different. And that's what's going on with all this. Everybody wants to go, it's a partly gun violence, but it's partly mental health violence because we run people crazy with this make-believe stuff we push all over the internet. And we put what used to be fun conspiracy theories for us to sit around and have a good time like we do with Greg T.J. Justice, learn more about some of the stuff he does, Ghost and stuff like that, and him, talking about a bit of Bigfoot, fun stuff. We done put stuff into our politics that's ruined our politics and destroyed us. You're studying American geography. I'm a Brazilian marinist. Oh, you are very welcome. Don't worry about your English not being good, my friend. Wow. Guys, you see the kind of listeners I got? First, I got a genealogist, Dr. Edward, on with us. Now we got us a marine biologist on. See the kind of listeners who get on the RyanORadio Penitentiary? Good morning, Marcus. How you doing? Marcos, I'm sorry. We've got, wow, that's kind of people we got on. Wow, that's cool. All right, this week, guys, stay tuned. We have True Crime Thursday, Weird Wednesday, and Twisted Tuesday tomorrow. We have great guests. Tomorrow, movie reviews with Shane B in the final period. Wednesday, Randy Rocket Cody returns. We'll talk about the McMahon saga and more. And he has updates on Jack the Ripper and the Titanic and more stuff there. And on Thursday, True Crime Thursday, Elizabeth Sarles joins us for True Crime Thursday, talking about another unsolved homicide in small town USA. That's all coming up this week. So tell me some of your favorite movies and stuff out there. We'll get them tomorrow. We'll talk about them. See if Shane got some reviews on them and top 10 movies. All right. In just a few moments, we're going to be joined by Coach Tommy Lewis from the Landmark Christian War Eagles from Inside the Coach's Corner. He and I are going to talk the Super Bowl leftovers this morning and see if they're going to be any kind of tasty or they're leaving a bad taste in somebody's mouth. The River Dragons, my hockey team, the River Dragons, Columbus River Dragons, our hockey team in Columbus, Georgia, it continues their way to the FBHL Finals. The Dragons beat Baton Rouge on Friday 8-5 and Mississippi on Saturday 7-1. Whoa. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. What a day that was. Also, we told you this is pretty cool. Students at a Paris, Kentucky high school have today off. The school's district claimed that this day would be a school holiday, an unofficial official holiday for the kids after Super Bowl Monday, giving the students a day off following the big unofficial Super Bowl holiday happening last night for the Super Bowl. So they're out of school. And Gail said earlier, that's her kind of school. Last week, San Francisco 49ers players believe that someone set off a fire alarm to disrupt their sleep ahead of the Super Bowl last night. The incident is being investigated by the Las Vegas Police Department, and it happened in Henderson Police Department. It happened in Henderson as the 49ers had a big barbecue for the players, the coaches, and their families this past Friday night. Woo! Yeah, we're going to talk more of this coming up in just a few moments. 23 minutes past the hour. It's 62 degrees in Atlanta, and the rain is starting to slow down a tad bit here. Hopefully you got rain where you're at. If not, hopefully you will get rain. I want you to have my rain wherever you're at, morning, noon, night. And I appreciate everybody. Some Iowa schools are going to a 4-day school week. I love that. I love that. That's not a bad idea. Some of the schools are already doing that, and they're in Alabama and Georgia too, but they're doing it in a way of they're taking one day off, and they're making it a teacher's day so they can get off. Barbecue. Yeah, like barbecue sandwiches and barbecuing out where you make steaks and hamburgers and hot dogs and stuff. As explaining that to our listener in Brazil. Yeah, they're doing that. I think it's good for the kids, in my opinion. I think it's good for the kids. Give them 3-day weekend off. It's bad for the parents if they have to work 5 days a week, but it's good for some parents who have odd hour jobs. You know, except for the parents who work weekends. You got sun today, rain and snow possible on Wednesday and Wednesday night. Wow. Meat. Yes, meat. Oh, wow. Wow. Let's go ahead and kick that there. And let's hope everything is going well over here and it doesn't mess up my planes. All right, we're going to get the number up here in just a few moments from our friend from Coach Tommy Lewis. Let's see what else we got to talk about before we go into a break. Oh, this is a good one. Police on Thursday arrested the wife. This is kind of mixing sports and news again. The wife and daughter of a former crime boss, John Gotti Jr., after a fight broke out at a high school basketball game in Long Island. Kimberly, 55, and her daughter, Gianna Gotti, 25, allegedly got assaulted a woman at a Locust Valley High School basketball game after she asked them to stop cursing at the students. They wouldn't, so they pulled her head off and pulled her hair out. Hamburgers, hot dogs, stuff from cows and stuff there, buddy. That's what it is. Wow. For those who don't know, John Gotti Jr. was a crime boss in New York City. I guess his wife and daughter still like, they get, you know how the Jersey Shore people are. Blankety, blankety, blank, 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 no blankety, blank, blank, you. Ah, pulling hair. Oh, my goodness. Go back and hear some of the other news stories we had this morning. Happy birthday to Connor. He's turning the big 1-6. Happy birthday, Connor, from Grandma Cher and the entire WQEE and RyanORadio Penitentiary family. Happy birthday, young man. There you go. All right, let's see what else is going on. We're going to take a break. 27 minutes past the hour. Stay tuned. We'll talk with Coach Tommy Lewis after the break. Super Bowl leftovers this morning is what we're going to get into. Yummy, yummy, yummy. What are some of your Super Bowl leftovers, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know in the feeds. Sweetleaf says he's had some hamburgers left over, hot wings. Sue says, I'm just going to go get me an Arby's. I'm at work today. Not more nation, they eat food too. You act like they don't. Oh, Lord. Tim says, leftover steak. That's what I made. What? You should have invited me, Tim. I'd come to the Navajo Nation for steak. That's where we're going next, original listeners and everybody. We're going to Tim's house. He's going to have steak. He's like, laugh out loud. Everybody's invited. News flash from Gail from Tennessee says, the aliens have agreed to pick up the Chiefs and the Braves, making Elon Musk's job easier. Getting folks to move to Mars. Elon wouldn't be able to do that. The aliens are smarter than he is. Remember what I told you? They lock the door when they come by Earth. Do not look, kids. Don't look over there. Junior, don't look. But no. That place is on fire. Do not look at the Earth. We're never visiting. We're going to Pluto for vacation this year. Dad, it's cold. No, we're going to Pluto. Back in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this news in here.
Answer questions and provide resources so that you can make the best decision for you.
I can call Sonny.
525-0047 to schedule a free consultation today to discuss your real estate needs. You don't have to do this alone.
Hey there, folks. Looking for a top expert in medical, health, and life insurance? Look no further than CP Financial. Meet Charmaine Preston, your trusted agent for finding the perfect plan to meet your budget. She works with multiple companies, ensuring the best option just for you. Don't miss out on the chance to make the right choice for your financial future. 706-525-5931 and get Charmaine Preston. CP Financial, your top local sales.
First guest of the week. Long week of guests. WQEE.
What's up, my brother?
Hey, how's it going, Coach?
I'm all right. How you doing, Rhino?
I'm doing good for the Super Bowl Monday, and only Kentucky schools are off, letting their kids off today. There's a school in Paris, Kentucky that Friday announced that they would have an unofficial official holiday today.
I think they're on to something.
I do too.
I think it should be a national holiday.
There you go.
Man, what a great game. Was disappointed in the outcome, but
yeah,
what a great game.
It was a good game. It was. I thought the kickoffs were good, and I flipped back and forth. I had a couple feeds up, so I checked out the Nickelodeon version, and it's funny that SpongeBob and it was a Bikini Bottom, because they even showed it on CBS that they were doing the Nickelodeon version. It was cute. I think that if you had young kids and you had them watching the game, it wasn't as interrupted, but having them have the characters say things to the guys calling the games, it was good. I mean, you mostly had the guys doing the games, and then they put all stuff on the TV, but it was funny because they had all the players on there, and the players' pictures and their stats, and they were making them like they had starfish on their face and stuff like that. It was funny. It was funny. I was like, yeah. I said, if you got little ones, this was cute.
Yeah, that's McCaffrey, the reverse pass.
Yeah.
The first touchdown, they showed that the Nickelodeon version with all the cartoon graphics on there while they were scoring and all that. It was pretty cool.
Yep. And it was when they first started the game off, and they had Patrick and Patrick's the starfish, and they had SpongeBob, and Patrick was like, he's like, look, SpongeBob, he knocked him out of his shoes. And that was at the beginning of the game when the 49ers blocked the Chiefs and everything. So it was pretty cute, I gotta say. I was like, yeah. I'm like, all right, we're getting ready to go on, Coach. We'll talk about what's going on at Landmark first, and then we'll get into the Super Bowl leftovers.
All right, sounds great, bro.
Welcome into the final period of play, the last few minutes of it, about 34 minutes past the hour. We are at 61 degrees under cloudy skies out there in the metro Atlanta area. Active Pest Control, bringing you a look at that at 34 Jefferson Street here in Noonan. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going inside the Coach's Corner with our favorite head football coach from the Landmark Christian War Eagles. Please welcome the one, the only, Coach Tommy Lewis. Good morning, Coach.
Hey, good morning, Rhino. How you doing today?
I'm doing good on this Super Bowl Monday, the day after that the rest of us have to show up to work and school, but not in Paris, Kentucky, they don't.
Yeah, you were telling me about that before we came on. I think they might be onto something. They might start a trend here. Because I know a lot of folks feel like the day after Super Bowl should be a national holiday. It really because it's the most watched of any show.
Mm-hmm.
It involves so much of America. I'm all for it. The day off after the Super Bowl would be fine with me. It's I'm not even a huge fan of either the Niners or the Chiefs.
Right.
But watching that game maybe it's because I'm a football coach.
Yes.
It's emotionally draining. I mean,
I know.
I was all into it, and it was a great game, and so yeah, I'm for a day off afterwards. I got no problem with that.
I agree with you. I'm for a day off. I think I was noticing one of our listeners here was letting me know that there was a lot of people driving really fast. I looked out the window and noticed that people earlier this morning between 7 and 8 were trying to get to work and school really fast. I was like, they must be half asleep and got their foot on the pedals because they were up watching the game last night. So,
I know, right?
Yeah, so we're going to get into that here. We're going to do the Super Bowl leftovers here and talk about leftovers in just a few moments and your thoughts on the game and some of the pre-game stuff and everything to that sort. But first, and maybe some of the commercials if you got a chance to watch them. But let's talk about what's going on at Landmark Christian. We're into spring sports coming up around the corner. We've already had a few games. We're ending the winter sports, going into spring sports. That's this time of year. My goodness, I'm ready for spring baseball and everything. Let's talk about it.
Sure. Yeah, well, as you alluded to, our winter sports are wrapping up. But we're still going strong, really, because we have so many of our athletes and teams competing at the state level. We had our state swim meet last week, held at Georgia Tech. We had one of our swimmers, Phoebe Lichty, qualified for states for the fourth year in a row. She qualified to get the state freshman through senior year.
Right.
She's probably one of our most decorated swimmers of all time, holds several of our school records. She ended up fifth in the state, Rhino, in the 100 breaststroke, and eighth in the state in the 200 freestyle. So we just want to give a big shout out to Phoebe Lichty, senior, headed to Milligan University to continue swimming and continue their education.
Right.
And shout out to our whole swim program and our coaches, Billy Burgess and Kira Settles. Just really proud of our program, proud of our swimmers, but in particular, senior Phoebe Lichty had a fantastic season and a great finish to her career. Very excited for her.
Sounds good. Wow.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then so that wraps up our swim season.
yes.
Another group that did a great job coming in 8th in the state at the team level. Now they've started what they call traditional, which is everybody advances on their own in their weight class. We had 5 of our wrestlers advance to area.
Right.
From area to sectionals last week, and had held sectionals this last Saturday. Unfortunately, one of our seniors that qualified for sectionals, he got sick. Cooper Brown. I had a blank on his first name for a second there. Cooper, unfortunately, senior wrestler, had a great season for us. He got the flu got him. The flu bug got him. So they kind of knocked him out of the tournament. But our other 4 wrestlers did a great job. And I know Brady Robinson, football player, sophomore football player, advanced to state. Senior football player Michael Rogers also advanced to state. And then senior Stephen Hodges is another one that wrestles at one of the lighter weight classes. Senior Stephen did a great job. He advances to states as well. So a great showing by our individuals, wrestlers in the traditional matches. They'll advance to states that are held in Macon this coming weekend.
Okay.
So we'll be cheering them on. And then our last winter sport, of course, is basketball, boys and girls basketball.
Mm-hmm.
They split last week for their final region matchups. Columbia High School beat both of our squads on Tuesday the 6th, but our guys and girls bounced back with resounding victories over Elite Scholars on Friday night.
Right.
For the last game of the season. So both squads will start the region tournament, which is like the first round of states, tomorrow night. And because both of them did so well within the regular season of region, both squads will host the first round, which is essentially the quarterfinals of region, tomorrow night. So hopefully all of our fans out there will get out and support both our girls and boys program tomorrow night here at the Brick House on our main campus. And our girls will be hosting Redan High School and at the 3 seed, and our boys will also representing Landmark as the 3 seed on the boys side is hosting Callaway. So we have two first round home games tomorrow night here at the Brick House. Girls tip off at 5:30. The boys will tip off at 7:30, and should be a great night of basketball. And if they advance, then the semifinals for the region and the championship will be held. Let's see, I believe it's this Thursday, and then Saturday, I believe. So let me look that up real quick for you.
Okay.
Thursday is the semifinals at Elka. Elka's hosting all the semifinal games over McDonough.
Okay.
And then actually Friday will be the championship matchup. Friday the 16th will be the championships. So big week for our basketball programs, and we're going to be here cheering them on in that first round tomorrow night, and with hopeful expectations that they'll be advancing to that Final Four on Thursday the 15th, held at Elka. So that pretty much wraps up our winter sports summary, Rhino.
All right.
You ready for spring sports?
Let's get into the spring sports and see what's going on there, because it's right around the corner, and I know it's kicked off and tipped off, and not tipped off, but started off just right. I'm ready for some baseball is what I'm ready for.
Yes, sir. We had our middle school is starting their season this week. Our middle school baseball.
Right.
We'll be at home against Heritage School right down there in Noonan. They'll be coming up our way on Wednesday night. So all of our baseball fans out there want to come and cheer those squads on. That'd be great. So we host Wednesday night this week. I believe the first pitch is at 6 p.m.
Okay.
That game is set to start 6 p.m. this Wednesday. And then our varsity guys, opened up last week with a scrimmage out on top. I believe the final was 4-1, and but our guys really played well, and a lot of bright spots there. We have an interesting mix on that squad. I know we got some seniors in some key positions, but then we also have some sophomore starters in some key positions as well. So a good mix of experience and youth, and so our baseball program really looks to make some noise this year in the region, and we're looking forward to supporting them. The baseball program, if we can get out of this monsoon we're having.
Oh, I know, right?
They're supposed to open up tomorrow night against Trinity at home. We'll see if we can get the field ready for that. After all this rain, hopefully it'll clear out. We'll get a little breeze going and dry that field out. But we're supposed to open up at home against Trinity tomorrow night, Tuesday against Trinity at 5:30. It'll be the first pitch.
Okay.
So make sure you check our website to see if that game does get rescheduled if we can't get the field ready. And then they're also scheduled for a home game against Mountain Sales at 5:30 this Thursday, the 15th. So plenty of spring sports going on right now. Our soccer program's already opened up. They last week they traveled down to Locust Grove, both our boys and girls programs. The girls lost a heartbreaker, 1-0 to Locust Grove, but then the boys, made up for it by winning a heartbreaker, if you will, winning a tight one, 1-0 as well. Kind of a split night for our girls and guys, but some really good battles and some low scoring, good battles going on there. And then our boys traveled to Stars Mill. Stars Mill on Friday. And Stars Mill is arguably one of the most solid programs in the area in boys soccer, and they showed it last Friday night. They Stars Mill came out on top. I believe the final there was 5-1. We had our starting goalie couldn't start that night, and so we had a freshman in goal. And actually, I think for a freshman against that quality of opponent, I thought he played really well, Rhino. So I think our soccer team will be battling for a playoff spot once again this year, and hopefully, they're the defending region champions, and hopefully they'll both our girls and guys will be hosting a first round playoff game later this spring. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself.
Right.
Our soccer programs, our boys will be headed down to Veterans High School.
Okay.
This Tuesday. So they're taking a little trip down the road, down 75 a little bit. And again, Veterans one of the top programs in the state, so it'll be a good test for us.
Right.
And then our guys have been host Atlanta International School on Friday. For some reason that their girls team is I guess maybe had AIS's girls team isn't up to full strength just yet because they called and canceled because it was supposed to be both boys and girls, but they canceled. So there'll just be a guys game at 5:30 this Friday. And then track and field is rolling.
Oh yeah.
People already had a meet. Our defending girls, state champions, our girls program. Looking forward to their first matchup. They'll all actually our boys and girls programs will be heading to Florida over spring break, Rhino, to compete against some of the country's finest. A bunch of teams from all over the country coming down to Florida for a big track meet down there. And so Coach Campbell does a great job with those programs and challenging our student athletes with some of the best in the country, and I think that has a lot to do with why they're competing for a state championship every year. I got some tremendous talent on that squad. London Costin, one of our top seniors, has already signed with the University of Georgia. So he'll be going to Georgia next year to continue his track career in education. We're having a couple other guys and girls getting recruited by top programs, and so all of our track fans out there definitely need to be keeping an eye on when we'll open up our high school season here at home. We'll have a few home meets this year, so everybody needs to be looking for that. We go on winter break next week, Rhino. So
Okay.
I mean, too much going on next week other than basketball. Should we continue to advance through the region this week? We'll have basketball next week, and then also baseball has a few games next week as well. So everybody can check in our website for those games, over this week and next week. Like I said, next week is our winter break, so we won't be in school. Not a whole lot going on campus, except for one home baseball game. But when we come back, we will hit the ground running on Monday, February 26th. That whole week is jam-packed with a ton of our spring sports. And again, if our basketball teams continue to advance, the state tournament will be going on that week. Really rolling with all the overlap. Plenty going on for all the fans out there to come check out both winter sports and spring sports, especially this week.
Sounds good, guys. Definitely support and like and follow and everything. We're going to talk now before we get ready to let you go. We're going to do the Super Bowl leftovers from last night's Super Bowl 58. The Chiefs beating the 49ers 28-25. And that's the score I got. No, 25-22. I'm sorry, 25-22. I don't know where I was looking at. I was looking at the wrong score. 25-22 as the Chiefs beat the 49ers, ladies and gentlemen. Last night, I want to start off with how good Post Malone did with America the Beautiful, the guy with the tattoos all over him, and then Reba McEntire singing the national anthem. Your thoughts on that?
It was fantastic. In fact, when Post Malone, our oldest son Caleb is a huge Post Malone fan.
Right.
I texted him about midway through it, and I said, Post Malone is killing it. I mean, what a beautiful rendition. What a talented young man
Yes.
he is. I know he may look a little different than what people might expect.
Right.
But man, what a talented young man he is, and just what a joy that was to listen to his rendition of America the Beautiful.
Yes.
And then Reba, she's
the queen.
no rookie when it comes to singing the national anthem. She did a fantastic job. Showed everybody that she hasn't lost a bit of talent in her later years, and just did a great job. So that was a great way to start off the night, wasn't it, Rhino?
It was the queen of country music, the queen of music, Reba McEntire, showing why she was. I miss that show, that comedy show she had called Reba Now. It makes me want to go and find that show and watch it over and over and binge it again just because she did such a great job. And I didn't really see Usher during the halftime or anything, but here he did a fantastic job as well from some people. But my excitement was not only the Chiefs and the 49ers, and I was pulling for the 49ers all night. My excitement was not only that, but Nickelodeon had a version of the game where they had Patrick and SpongeBob, Bikini Bottom. I flipped back and forth to check it out. It was so awesome. I think it's a way to get kids into football, and especially in the Super Bowl. And I thought that was a fantastic thing. But let's talk about the game overall. Your thoughts from first quarter to fourth quarter as a head football coach, knowing every quarter is a different quarter. Every quarter is a different play.
Yeah, well, first of all, let's not gloss over all of those other superstars. You touched on a little bit with Usher.
Yeah.
I felt like he really did a nice job with also he had a couple other music artists in his show. And it was kind of a throwback. I thought a little bit of a throwback to some Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Dance routines, and I thought it was very entertaining. He doesn't sing a whole lot of songs that I listen to because they have explicit lyrics. Kept it clean last night, and relatively clean. And I thought he did a great job. And then, of course, all the different stars that they show that are at that game, up in their press box,
Shaq.
up in their suites and all that kind of good stuff. It certainly is the show.
It was.
Then you have it in Las Vegas. The show, the entertainment show, and I love it. I haven't heard too many. Maybe you have, Rhino. I've heard too many of the other broadcasts from other countries. Those are always entertaining as well.
Yes.
But yeah. Okay. Down to the football.
Yes.
Great game. Very entertaining game. I was like you, Rhino. I was pulling for the 49ers the whole night. Love Brock Purdy.
Yes.
Just the way he carries himself, the way he's outspoken about his faith. I know that there are believers on both sides of the ball.
Yep.
So I get that. It's not God choosing favorites or anything like that. But,
Right.
But just the way he carries himself and is outspoken about his faith, I really respect that. And so I was pulling for the Niners as well. But hey, you can't hold anything against Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes.
Nope.
And the talented Kansas City Chiefs. They, totally respect what they've done. They've been absolutely phenomenal. What is that? 3 Super Bowls in 4 years or 5 years?
Yep. Exactly. And 2
Super Bowl victories in 4 years, I think it is. And then, and to win in such a way where they came back. I mean, they were down 10-0.
Yep.
And of course, you get to that level, you're in the championship game. Of course, you're never going to give up.
No.
But it's easy to start to question yourself, though.
Right.
When you come out, of course, you expect to kind of, jump on the other team and for you to be successful. And then when you're not, it can be kind of frustrating. It can kind of get you out of your game plan and all those kind of things. But Kansas City stayed true to who they were and found a way to climb back into it. Took the lead, and San Francisco came back and tied it up, and there we go into overtime. And the way the 49ers opened up that drive in overtime. I mean, they were right down the field, but Kansas City stiffened up when they had to and held them to a field goal. And then Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid did their thing on the way down. Converted on a couple of key third and longs. San Francisco again plays good defense, but you get them in third and long, you got to stop them to prevent those drives from going and to win the game. And then that didn't happen. So they go down the field and then run a version of corn dog, what they call a corn dog, down for the win, touchdown pass. So hats off to the Chiefs, but really was pulling. Not gonna lie, was pulling for the 49ers.
Same here, and glad that we're having a big celebration. It's going to be a whole week, and of course, the biggest thing. Not only is that a little bit of Super Bowl, little trophy they got, whatever about that trophy, they got themselves another WWE championship that was handed to them with the Kansas City Chiefs logo on it. I mean, come on. When you win a WWE championship, that means you're the champion.
That seals the deal right there, doesn't it?
That's right. That championship belt seals the deal right there. Ask any of your wrestlers at Landmark, they'll tell you that'll seal the deal right there.
we gotta get us a belt, Rhino.
Hey, it'd be cool to have a belt with Landmark on it. That'd be great. You can get a WWE belt. You never know. But Coach, it was great. I mean, we will be talking more football because UFL is coming up. We got spring football at Landmark, so football is not quite done in our repertoire, not quite done with us here yet. The Super Bowl is over. The commercials were funny. The food was great. It was a school, like I said, in Paris, Kentucky is closed today due to that. So, but Coach, before we let you go, anything else you'd like to add and all that good stuff?
Well, just want to encourage anybody looking for a Christian school community to put their children in. Great academics, great athletics, great arts programs, just a complete school, all under the Lordship of Christ. Please make an appointment with our admissions office. And as always, Rhino, appreciate y'all at WQEE having us on, and appreciate our relationship.
Definitely so. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, that's been Inside the Coach's Corner for another Monday with our favorite head football coach, Coach Tommy Lewis from the landmark Christian War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Back in a moment. We close out right after this short break. All right, Coach. That was good as always. Wonderful as always.
All right, my brother. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate the opportunity. I really do, Rhino. And next week we're on winter break.
Okay.
I will be in Cali.
Okay.
My bride. We're taking a little winter break trip. This is our first trip we've taken, just me and her, and I don't know how long.
Right.
So I won't be available next Monday, Rhino.
No problem.
It doesn't throw you off too much.
Nope, no problem. It all works.
Okay, and then we'll be back at it that following Monday, what is that, 26th.
Yep, that'll be fine.
Right? Yeah, so nothing on the 19th, but then we'll be back together again on the 26th. Does that work for you?
That'll work. That'll be fine.
All right, thanks so much, brother.
All right, thank you. Have a great week and enjoy yourself.
All right, thanks, bro. We'll talk to you in 2 weeks. You have a good one.
You too.
All right.
Bye. That's right. Go War Eagles. All right, we're going to close out right now. We'll be back tomorrow at the same bad time, same bad channel. Let's go EC. What's EC got to do with it, Pete? All right, go East Coweta. All right, let's go. We're going to tell you tomorrow we'll have tomorrow we'll have Richard Aldrich from the Sports Beat and Shane B with movie reviews. We'll have sports and movies again, wrapped up with all your headline news from around the day. We'll get you ready. Stay tuned for At Home with Allison and a lot of great programming after that. We'll have a repeat of Friday's programming from House of Light Presents. And it's 12 to 5, the best sports lineup in the business. Rod Peterson, 12 to 2. Sports Beat, Richard Holdridge. And 2 to 3 and 3 to 5, Braves Country HD. All three of them talking Super Bowl Sunday. Get ready for that. You guys take it easy. Have a great day. Peace, love, respect. I'm out of here. See you on the flip side tomorrow. And remember, Weird Wednesday and True Crime Thursday. Thank you to all our new listeners on the YouTube page. Guys, like, subscribe, and share. Until we meet again, you have a great day. You guys have a great day.